the benefits of Inspired Disorder Plus. So you go inspireddisorder.com/plus. Sign up, $5 a month. You get to binge the full week of the Ray Taylor Show ad-free. You get to watch all of the live painting videos I do. You get a special members-only discount and deals for all of the artwork and merch that I sell. You also get the complete podcast back catalog of every podcast I've ever produced, hundreds of episodes, countless different podcasts. You also get access to my personal blog. A new blog comes out every week. In addition to that, you get my creative writing that I'm releasing. You also get access to Asking Me Anything. 14 years of experience podcasting. I've been creating art my entire life. I've been using Photoshop since middle school, and you can contact me to ask me questions about that or anything else. So those are the benefits for signing up for Inspired Disorder Plus.
I forgot about that. Ooh, what a nasty boy.
Now knowing adults, I can see that being the case, where they set up like a sting operation on you.
How pissed would you be if some kid was getting the drop on you every day for detention? I mean, I'd be furious. I'd be like, he's going to fucking detention. I don't care what I have to do. He's going to sit there.
Yeah.
He's going to be punished.
Punished.
Now, my fourth pick will be slightly controversial. This is the one that I will need the judges. Might not work. I had bunk beds. So, one of my favorite places to sleep was the top bunk.
No.
It's different
That's
than
a
my
bed.
It's different.
That's a bed. No.
That is literally a bed.
But it's in the sky. It's in the sky.
In the word.
It's literally a bed.
Just a tall
But it's
bed.
up-
It's just a
It's a tall bed.
You're a lofted bed. It's like a plane. That's in the sky.
It's the tallest bed. I guess the space station
I was
is the
wondering.
tallest bed.
I was wondering. All right. How about this?
You knew.
A water bed.
No.
Yeah.
It's a bed. Jesus Christ.
That's a bed.
It's big. Bed is in both of these words.
I just didn't think.
What
that-
about
I
a
don't
comfortable
think you
bed?
could get both of those.
I don't think you should be allowed to podcast from South Dakota anymore.
I'm having a really good time though.
I'm having a great time too, but you're coming out too wild. Bed in both of those words. They're both beds.
They're literal beds.
They're beds. You would buy them at a bed store.
The waterbed one caught me so far off guard that I said yes because I was like, he couldn't possibly be in it. There must be something I'm not familiar with.
A giant beanbag chair. So one of those
Okay.
like 6 foot
Okay, yeah.
diameter
Yes.
beanbag chair.
Love
My buddy
that.
Do you
Pete.
know why I think this one works? Because it doesn't have the word bed. in it.
There's
Sure.
Chair.
It's not called a bean bed.
Okay, what about a double bed?
Hang bed though.
That's California Kang.
What if it's a Sealy Posturepedic? Can I take that?
We went in and we were gonna get our sleep numbers checked. We were looking for beds and the dude
It's so important at this age.
likes a hard bed, and so the guy he goes, "Tell me when it feels like I hit your right sleep number." And he went all the way to 0, I think. And Laura hadn't said anything, so it was impossible for the bed to get as hard as she wanted it to get. And so he goes, "Well, Laura, your number's 0. So Sean, let's focus on you." And you could see him being like, "I'm still gonna try to sell this bed
Yeah.
to these two people based on this one guy's decision."
Yeah.
Wait, so it couldn't get
It
hard
couldn't get as
enough.
firm as she wanted it. So
Well,
yeah,
I think he's used to that.
damn it. I knew it as I was saying it. I was like, oh,
Hey, Macarena.
What was your sleep number by comparison?
like 38.
Okay.
Something he could work with, a little more malleable than 0, you know?
Yeah.
Did she grow up with a hard bed or something?
I don't know. She has back problems. Yeah.
Alright.
God.
I can smell the top hat.
I didn't love that at all.
No, I didn't either. I apologize. I love her.
A beanbag chair, like, as long as it's not leather. I don't want to fall asleep on anything leather.
No,
I hate
never ever.
Me too. I hate leather interior in cars.
Ugh.
I hate leather fucking couches.
Ugh.
What are you doing? You nut jobs?
My dad had a leather couch after the divorce, which, come on, of course he did. And,
Yeah. I mean, first of all, I can save some pussy for the rest of us.
I was trying to sleep on that thing, and it fucking sucked.
Yeah, dude.
Terrible.
I was at my huskiest. And like I always wore shorts everywhere, and then I would fall asleep on a
That's a
leather
sticky
couch.
experience.
Oh, in
yeah.
a condo? It was in a condo?
Like a too short blanket and a throw pillow, and he's like, "This is the bedroom, right?"
Yeah.
Trying to jack off to that fucking HBO real sex?
Yeah. Or Wild Things. That was probably around the time Wild Things was a popular movie.
I wish.
But yeah, beanbag chair, not leather.
Perfect. Am I gonna sneeze?
Maybe on a bunk bed. Maybe on top of a bunk bed.
Definitely not. Well, it could be. Pardon me.
Stop sneezing,
I
dork.
can't.
We'll sneeze Buscemi over here.
Oh. I don't know if that's close enough.
Sneeze Buscemi?
Sneeze Buscemi?
I think it works.
Sneeze. What about Ebenezer Scrooge?
That works too.
Yeah.
That was good.
Sneezes Christ?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, that's
Okay.
closer, yeah.
Have a sneezer stank. Good job.
Thank you. Sneezes Christ was good too. You're smart and funny.
I did.
Not handsome, though.
No.
No, I'm an ugly prick.
You look like a fucking toad.
Yeah, it's known.
Yeah.
It's known.
It's no.
Fucking old toad ass.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take on
You
a
can't
train.
take a bed. Can't take a bed.
Okay.
Oh, on a train. Perfect.
On a train. Listen, we're diminishing. You know, like it's
Yeah, oh,
we're
yeah,
getting
we're
to the
getting
dregs
down
here.
there.
Yeah, right.
I tried to pick 2 beds.
Yo, that's insane.
I know it steps on car a little bit, it steps on plane a little bit, it's a method of transportation, but there's something, again, the sound, the cha-chunk, like that's really soothing.
The kind of swaying of it.
The
Yeah.
swaying, the movement, you have a little more room on a train.
Yeah.
It's just there's something
Not like
very
the
hypnotizing about
subway
it.
though. You're talking like an Amtrak.
Well, I'm taking a train, but listen, which means Subway is still available, and I have fallen asleep on one of those too.
Really? I've
Just
never
for a
fallen
second,
asleep
just
on
for a
Subway.
second.
I wasn't thrilled about your tone right there. Okay,
You talking to me?
because I've never been on a train.
The problem with falling asleep on the subway is you're gonna fall asleep on somebody, which is a terrible feeling.
Yeah.
And you're gonna wake up and be like, well, my stop was 5 stops ago.
Yeah, Subway will
This
fuck you.
sucks. Yeah.
Which is why I'm not taking it. I'm taking the Chattanooga
Choo-choo.
choo-choo.
Yeah.
Woman on the plane fell asleep on my shoulder last night, and it really upsets me. It really upsets me when that happens. Because I don't say anything because I don't want to be rude, so I just sit there and fester until
Well, she
they,
fell
like,
asleep reading a voter pamphlet, and that's what really set you off, right?
Yeah. Like, it's Kristi Noem. It's spelled with a K. Vote for her. She hates everyone.
Yeah.
Why would we not want her to run, dare I say, the greatest state in our fair union?
Ryan, after episode 300, we decided to take a hard right turn, and we're sticking to it.
You know
We're
what?
sticking
That's
to
where
it.
the money is.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah,
it
yeah.
hurts. Are you
We're
crazy?
coming for it. We're coming for it. Joe Rogan can't live forever.
No. Well, he
I
might
think
be
he
able
might
to.
be able to.
He
Yeah,
can
that's
tell
true.
you some stuff. There's some medic. You know who can't live forever is Sleepy Joe. My God, it's like watching a zombie. It's like the Crypt Keeper.
Wake
Lower the gas
up.
prices. I bet you the Crypt Keeper could lower the gas prices, bro. Lower
Right.
it, Joe. You tell me how jet fuel melts steel beams. I've never seen it happen. I'm out here. You know, loose change.
The train is what was my pick. David, time for your fourth pick.
Okay, I am going. Oh, school bus.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So like, I was gonna maybe pick the city bus, but it's kind of scary. But I learned how to
Yeah.
sleep like sitting up, kind of on a school bus.
Oh, I think more of like when I think about it, I think of like trips to like football camp and shit.
Yeah, dude.
Where it
Those
was
long
like-
distance.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
out, especially coming home and you're all tired, and you and your friends had a contest to see who could eat the most Arby's. Like, you know when you would stop, you know what? You'd stop
Yeah.
at like a Taco Bell or some shit,
Yeah.
but then you're like, ooh, that's school bus sleep.
Ryan,
Oof.
Ian, and David were football juggernauts in their respective high schools. I was not, so I kind of quiet down when football comes up. Were you a football guy?
doesn't-
Oh, no. I played tennis. I'm useless here.
Hell
You
yeah.
still had the bus though. You guys had tournaments, right?
Tennis team's not big enough for a fucking bus. They're like, who has a car?
Oh god, I never thought about that.
Yeah. You don't get a bus. Absolutely not.
But the band shows up, right?
Yeah. The cheerleaders are there. The whole thing.
Everybody wants to have sex with you though.
All the time.
Okay.
Constantly.
Oh, that's where they were,
Yes.
because it didn't happen during football.
Yeah, not like it was on the movies.
Not for
It
us.
happened, it happened to
Goddamn
Riggins.
sure.
It happened to Riggins all the time. What are you
We were
talking about?
Riggins.
You weren't the most perfect-looking 30-year-old high school kid.
It was Billy Bob.
Even he got laid, I feel
This
like.
game a cat. Coach said I could play this game a cat. Okay.
He could get tugged off, right?
Billy
I
Bob?
bet you.
Yeah. You probably get a
He
little
got tugged
tongue
off. Yeah.
Everyone
They also
gets
saw
tugged.
their teacher.
Visit my
Uh.
GoFundMe to get Billy Bob tugged off. www.
Fucking damn. You know, I used to think that movie used to honestly like inspire me. And I watch it now and it's so
As a
Inspire you
screenwriter.
to what?
like play football and be in high school. I was just stoked. I was like, yeah, that MTV absolutely gets it. And you watch it again, you're like, Scott, they're talking about like straight up rape in there. He's like, you give a girl a Percocet, like, that's rape.
Dude,
It's crazy.
that movie was a little too old for, like, when I was in high school was Friday Night Lights is when it come out.
Friday Night Lights is still perfect. That movie is amazing.
That came out during, like, I want to say, like, my junior year.
Right on
of
time.
Football. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
right.
The program came out pretty on time for me, and that holds
That
up in a
movie
different
sucks, though.
way. No, it doesn't. Varsity Blues sucks. The program is like poorly
The
made.
program is really a bad movie, dog.
Every movie is good.
The Animal's not good. Whenever someone they're like, "What don't you like?" and I go, "The Animal." That's the movie I don't like. Ryan, I'm sorry if you were in The Animal.
No.
I wrote it, so it's fine.
That's all right.
No big deal.
It's time to be an animal on your next two picks. Not one of my best transitions, but your fourth pick and then your final pick, which is a lightning round pick.
Okay, I am a little surprised it's made it this long. I'm going to take hammock.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I didn't even make my list. What
I
a
have one in my
moron.
backyard.
That's perfect.
I can't get into it.
There's a reason I didn't take it super high. Like, I don't think hammocks are to me what ice skating is, where it's like, this looks like it's going to be really fun and relaxing, and then I go do it and I'm like, I fucking suck at ice skating.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about hammocks. But I recognize that that's probably a me problem and not a hammock problem.
Oh, so you're saying for the world. I get what you're saying.
Hammocks could not have proliferated as long as they have if they sucked.
They gotta have something going. Yeah, I feel the same
exactly.
way. Yeah, I feel the same
Well,
way.
you see in a movie where there's like two people romantically in a hammock, and you're like,
oh,
how
Jesus.
the fuck many people did it take to get you two into that hammock to have this romantic situation? It's just not
the core
real.
strength alone. I mean, my God.
Yeah, hammock. Did you two have that on your list? I didn't even think about it.
No.
I had considered it, but I decided to leave it off when I thought all 5 of my picks would somehow make it this far. But it did get added to my secondary list.
I saw pretty quickly my shit was getting eaten up.
I had I've had to really, more than any other draft, really think on the fly here because
I Googled places to sleep not in bed.
It's like 6 romantic things to do with your partner. I'm like, I'm not talking about that.
Or the trick soldiers use to fall asleep in minutes.
Your algorithm is going to be weird, dude.
It already was,
just
brother.
Google Raiders fan butterfly knife and it'll correct itself.
It'll go back.
Then your algorithm will be right back to fights.
Hammock. I mean, listen, we're running out of places to pick. And your final pick.
All right, this is a specific dirtbag pick in the back row of a lecture hall in college.
Love it.
Dangerous place to fall asleep. Great place to fall asleep.
Now, are we? Study hall was taken.
Are we gonna?
Ooh,
But
is...
no. Here's the distinction I'll offer.
Go on.
Study hall. Sean was specifically told you can sleep here.
Yeah.
The back row of a lecture hall, you're not supposed to be asleep, and that's what makes it fun.
And I was sitting in a chair.
It's a desk versus a stadium seating situation.
Yep.
Okay, great. I just wanted to interrogate it for the listeners.
I hear you.
Head in my hands. You're laying back, I assume.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're sort of you're presenting yourself to the heavens. Like, why did I spend all this money to go here?
Like a bird laying in your mouth.
egg in your mouth. Holy shit! Wow. 220 episodes. It finally happened.
It's a real fucking threat. Yeah, people don't talk about it enough.
though, man.
That Joe Biden doesn't want you to know.
No, he doesn't.
It's hard for him to worry when he's asleep. You know, wake the dude up. Someone just go shake the guy and wake
He's
him
been
up.
dead since 1993.
That's
Nobody
all
wants to
I'm
talk about it.
Tupac's president. You didn't know that, did you? Mm-hmm.
Tupac, Big L vice president, dude. They're
President of my Spotify.
David, tell me your final pick.
I don't really have one.
What if you just opt out?
This has never happened before. I'm like, dog, I'm looking. I'm on the internet right now. I don't have one. I don't have a final pick.
David, pick waterbed.
Yeah, what? Waterbed.
All right, waterbed.
Top one. No, I'm trying to think a place that I used to like to really sleep, but it was like dangerous. But I would get caught. My cubicle at work.
Yeah.
Dude,
Sure.
That was like cheating sleep. Where that was like, you're cheating on someone's sleep.
It was dangerous.
It was crazy. I remember, dude, we did that shit because we'd go in. I mean, I imagine pretty tore up still a lot. There were a lot of times I'd stay up all night just going to work at like 8 and be like, I'm hammered. I have to.
What childlike reasoning was that? I'll just drink all night and then go to work.
Because you kissed someone at a party and that just I was like, whoa, this is the best night of my life.
I can tell you that wasn't why, because I did it too. I don't know. I think it's like, I'm not giving you my nights too. You can have my days.
I also know Sean is churching up that story, and that's not what happened at that party.
Yeah.
I know that for sure, because we've had this talk before about that.
A chase kiss under the moonlight.
Yeah.
It will not be on this show.
The ladies' escort sitting nearby.
And that talk will remain off
But
air.
that work cubicle is like a good little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had some of those at Netflix. Call
I
sign.
don't know how you did it, man.
Well, sometimes I would do it like on my lunch, Like I'd be like, I'm just gonna sack up right here
Yeah.
for lunch.
If you can manage to sleep with like your head in one hand like this, it's a posture that like people think like maybe he's really thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe he's really focused on something.
And we would have times where they weren't patrolling the floor as much too.
Time for my final pick. I'm gonna take
Oh, I don't have to pick. Did I make my final pick already?
No, you're about to.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, dude.
It's not, you're not the. Ian's not the corner.
Boat cabin.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Some wavy
Oh
sleep.
yeah. It's
Okay.
very specific.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
When Ivan Carmel wasn't buying leather couches, he was buying boats. He was taking us out on his boat, and there were some times when we would travel all the way down the Columbia River to the mighty Pacific Ocean, and it was like you would go sit up in the cabin of the boat, like just up in like the front hold kind of thing. It wasn't a giant boat.
Oh, he had
And
a boat.
a boat that you could take, like it was like a 13-footer bayliner, something like that. Like it was
Ooh, can that be my new nickname?
13-footer bayliner.
13-foot
Absolutely. I'll call you
bayliner?
that. Yeah, I'll call you that.
But it had like a cockpit. Is that no? That's not the word.
It didn't have a cockpit. It had like a front hold with like benches that you could sleep on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or party on?
That might not be big enough.
Oh, I know what you're. That sounds like bigger than a bayliner.
Maybe a
though.
little bit bigger than a 13-footer. 20-footer?
I've known you guys for a while, and I didn't know your boat knowledge went even half this deep. So this is nice.
23-foot bayliner? Doesn't matter. It was like,
As
you
deep,
know,
as deep as the mighty Columbia.
maybe a 23-foot bayliner. You could take it. You could get it to the ocean. It was nice. He's got a nicer boat now. The man, you know what I mean? The man's doing well. He's buying leather couches, okay? This is what,
He
there's
also
no reason to hide
grew
it.
up in New York. Does that mean he just started being a boat guy when he got older?
He was a canoe guy. Because he was a Boy Scout. And then he came out west. And he got into the boating business in a big way, baby.
To
I'm
stake
pretty
his
sure
claim.
that's a Larry June line.
Yeah.
Came out west, got a boat, started pimping.
And it's just like the motion of the waves, the sound. It's just like it fucking zonked me out. I could not stay awake.
It's
In
actually
there.
the basis for a waterbed.
That's right, yeah. Which unacceptable as a pick. But I would go in that cabin with like a red wall, and I'd be asleep 2 pages into it. Sean,
I like that.
your final pick.
This is tough. Every single pick on my list is gone. And,
Yeah, they got this one was hard.
so this is pretty specific, but at our local pool at Keene Park when I was a kid, they would have 10-minute breaks. Did you guys have 10-minute breaks at your pool? Or like Adult Swim, it would be?
Sure.
So when you'd get out of the pool, you'd be cold, and we would have to get 2 sidewalk squares away from the pool. So we would lay down on the hot pavement, like the hot sidewalk, and just kind of sleep for a while, and it would like warm you up. It was like a turtle sunning itself. So just like the sidewalk.
Hot sidewalk?
Yeah, technically.
If
Yeah,
that's
another-
not a nickname you asked
another
for,
new
I'm gonna
nickname.
punch you in the face.
That sounded like someone just said, yeah, there was some kid getting tugged off in the movie theater. Hot
Who's getting a hot
sidewalk?
All right. Hot sidewalk. I wrote it down.
Yuck.
That's when she tugs you off after she eats tacos.
Yeah. The hot sidewalk.
Oh, God, that would hurt. Oh. Ooh. Talkie dust all over my bed, dude.
Damn.
Yeah, the hot sidewalk.
All right.
Hot sidewalk.
Marissa, do you have a place to fall asleep?
Oh yeah, not a lot of picks left on the board. Obviously, I'm gonna go for Blanket Fort.
Oh, that's
Great
great.
pick.
I was
Yeah.
thinking of my last 3 picks.
That's a really good idea.
Super cozy. You also get the privacy, which is really nice. It gets a little warm sometimes, but if you if you have a fan in there, and it could be a really cozy sleep.
Damn.
That's why she's a super producer. That's a
There's-
great pick.
We get Fort going in here.
Yeah. You can get a blanket fort going as an adult.
Yeah.
Fucking Biden doesn't want you to know that, but it's true.
I live alone. Who's gonna say shit?
Not Biden did. Ryan, you went first. You took poolside lounge chair, nice grass, an aeroplane, a hammock, and the back row of a study hall. David, you went second. You took the movies, a sleeping bag, in a pool on a floaty, a school bus, and work cubicle. I went third. I took the couch, the floor, the beach, a train, and the cabin of a boat. Sean, a.k.a. Big Movies, a.k.a. Space Titanic, a.k.a. Geriatric Tug Job, a.k.a. Skunk Ape, a.k.a. 13-foot Bayliner, a.k.a. the Tacalian Stallion, a.k.a. Hot Sidewalk.
guy's got a lot of varied personality traits.
Yeah, dude.
You took the backseat of a moving car, a recliner after a holiday meal, study hall, a beanbag chair, and a hot sidewalk. Upon us.
Sounds like my life trajectory, just like...
That's right.
I'm shocked you didn't pick bathtub.
I am
don't
too.
really, I don't really sleep in the tub. I take...
It's not for playing, man.
That's for work.
and I'm not sleeping. I'm like LeBron, but in the bathtub.
He's got business, dude.
Doing the chalk thing before you get in.
Like talcum powder.
Yeah. We didn't leave a lot on the board.
I have nothing else, yo.
Not
I have
one thing do I
nothing
have
else.
that didn't get picked.
I have one creepy thing left on my board.
Yeah.
The arms of a lover.
Massage table after the massage is finished.
Ooh.
Ooh.
But you can't really trust that because they don't want you to sleep there. That's not really what it's for.
I thought you're supposed to leave.
A bird might come lay eggs in your butt, too. You have to be careful.
Yeah.
I thought a trampoline would be a
Ooh,
nice place to
that's
sleep
good.
on.
Ooh, especially
wait.
at night.
Under or on top of the
Oh,
trampoline?
I've never tried under, but
On top, dude.
I had under a table on the list, but I feel like I covered that with floor.
yeah.
It's like a specific thing, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You ever convince yourself that the table is kind of a blanket? Like when you're just like at a house party, you're like, you go into the table because you're like, well, I'll be warmer under the table.
Blanket enough. I love hearing adults talk and falling asleep.
That is like, if you see a kid under the table sleep, you're like, oh, that's cute. If you see an adult asleep under a table, you're like, we gotta get you a therapist.
Yeah,
We definitely gotta get you a therapist.
They've been drunk there. We want to hear yours. Hit us up at All Fantasy Pod on Twitter, allfantasypodcast@gmail.com. Shout out to everyone on the AFE Patreon. Thank you for holding us down. Shout out to everyone on the AFE Shaslackity, the AFE subreddit. Shout out to super producer Marissa. Shout out to Saint Sue Carmel. Happy birthday tomorrow. Shout out to Saint Ivan Carmel. Happy birthday yesterday. Shout out to Frankie Ocean. Shout out to Sid the Dude. Shout out to Haji Beats. Shout out to fucking
Got it.
shout out to fucking
Bayliners, dude.
Shout out to fucking Big Movies. Shout out to Space Titanic. Shout out to Geriatric Tongue Job. Shout out to Skunk Egg. Shout out to 13-foot Bayliner. Shout out to Hot Sidewalk. Shout out to Big Tuna Melt. Shout out to fucking the Hawaii of South Dakota.
Yeah, dude. Oh, I'm the Hawaii of South Dakota?
If somebody
I
had
think
to
North
be, I
Dakota is,
guess.
dude. I think we talked about that. And more important than all, I tune in again next week to another brand new episode of All Fantasy Everything.
Shaklackity.
That was a headgum podcast.
They
No.
have those up in the hallway. That was never a thing that happened?
What?
No, my name was never written down for anything good in high school. Ever. I got an academic achievement award one time, and it was for the most improved senior, which just means you're a moron. You did terrible as a junior, and now you're a senior with study halls, and so you had the biggest improvement.
That also means way to graduate.
Yeah,
That also
kinda.
means way to graduate.
Yeah, they did it once. One time.
Well, we're about to graduate to your pick, and one time, I would like you to make it. And then the time is right now.
It's gonna be the one pant leg up like LL Cool J.
I was thinking about that one.
I was
Loved it.
thinking about that
That's
one
a good
too.
one.
I tried. Ooh, I won
all
it 10
tried.
times. 10
Everybody
times,
tried.
maybe.
Everybody tried.
Maybe, and I was like, dude, you look fucking dumb. And I did some dumb shit. We'll probably talk about it later, but just in general, fashion-wise.
If you'd like to hear about the dumb shit, you can listen to episodes 1 through 114 of All Fantasy.
I wasn't always the pinnacle of fashion that you see sitting before you.
You didn't always look like a Kennedy.
Yeah, man.
You looked like Jamie Kennedy before.
One of those, like, I remember my stepdad being like, what's going on there? Because it's like the one leg. It wasn't even both. It was the one. And you're like, bro, I look good, dude. And they're just like, okay, sure you do. I look like LL Cool J. It's clearly, you can clearly see. We're both JV athletes and we're doing great.
I mean, LL Cool J's varsity. Have you seen his body?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's varsity.
My issue with it was I was always a boy, and that's not for a chubby ankle.
No.
Yeah.
It's not a look for you got to have a lean. You have to have some calf definition
Mm-hmm.
I definitely tried it, and it was one of my first lessons in just because a hot guy can do it.
Yeah. That takes years to figure out.
It really does. Where it's
It
like,
really
of
does.
course the hot person looks good doing it. And as a little fat kid, there weren't a ton. Like I couldn't get in on. There were certain clothing trends I couldn't get in on. But I could sure as hell pull up a sweatpant leg over one knee.
I got the sweatpants.
That was in my range of motion, and I did it, and I was like, no.
You just come out, and Ivan's like, God damn it, pull it down.
That's one of those ones, bro. You feel that shit as soon as you open the front door that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
The second you see eyes, other people's eyes, you're like, oh no, all right, sorry.
You try and play it off like it had just kind of bunched up when you were sitting down.
Yeah.
But you didn't mean to do it.
Oh no.
Yeah. I remember I have one that I don't think anybody's gonna pick, so I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
I remember I tried to pull there was a Cisco video where he had one whole arm out of his jacket.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then this girl on the bus was like, quit trying to be like Cisco. And man,
That crushed you. I can't undye my hair. What am I supposed to do?
It hurts so bad.
When someone sees through you like that, that's the worst pain.
It's absolutely the worst.
In hindsight, though, if I had been a bully now, I would have called me Fat Cisco, aka Crisco, but
Oh yeah.
they didn't have it like that. You know what I mean? They weren't young talents in the making.
The good thing about both the Cisco jacket arm and the LL Cool J pant leg is they were easy to correct. It's not like it wasn't like it was just like whoops and then right back down and like
Oh, okay.
I'm back. All right, sorry about that.
Just kidding. It's me, guys. Just kidding.
Had to go to the moon real quick. I'm back. I landed.
You didn't show up to school dressed like a train conductor or something. It wasn't like that. It was like.
Oh, God.
One leg up like Uncle L.
Yeah.
Generally speaking, the clothes, like trying to disrupt clothes in terms of how you wear clothes, it just doesn't work. Like the crisscross backward stuff, it just doesn't. There's
None
going to
of
be
that, you're right.
there's going to be a certain like amount of time that's fresh for, and it's going to be very, very short because it's like, listen, we've just there's a reason that you put both arms through the sleeves of your jacket.
Yeah.
Hundreds of years.
Hundreds.
Of
Just put your fucking hat on. You know what I mean? Just fucking put the hat on, dude.
They tried stuff with shirts.
They did.
In the 1400s probably. They were just like, what about like this? And they were like, nah, man, it's eventually 4 holes in a piece of cloth.
That's
That's
it.
like,
Yeah, but what if we put leather on and tie it with leather? No. Just pull it over.
no.
Let's just
Pull it over my head.
Pull it over the top.
yeah.
Just go to fucking second period, dude. What are you doing?
2 sleeves and a cup, man. That's all I need.
The LL Cool J pant leg, the crisscross, it's all shock and awe. The first time we see it, we're like, what?
And then,
it's
oh
like,
my God,
wow.
the audacity of this person to do that.
That's the trick.
Yeah.
There's an idiot walking down the street. Look at that. That's crazy.
Because with shit like that, whenever you do shit like that, you always hope that it's everybody else's first time seeing it.
That's true.
You know what I mean? You're like, oh, I hope nobody at this mall has seen with a dude with a hat beanie before, or whatever.
That was a trend.
I'm sorry. I'll back off.
The other part of seeing clothing trends like around that time is, obviously it depends on when you see them, but I don't know about you, but when I was like 12 or 13, in my mind, I'm like, I'm a full fucking grown adult. Like, you gotta watch out.
Man.
You better watch out
I'd
for
already
me.
had sex by the time I was 13. I was out there.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, well, you're different. You're built different.
You were a man.
Yeah, you were a man. But like these days, if I
I
see
have my
like,
own health insurance.
I see a kid who's like 13, and I'm like, you're literally a child. You're a child. You're a baby. You're a child.
Do you ever get, though, when you see a kid who's 13 now and you're like, yeah, you would wear your pants leg up, idiot?
Dude, when I see these kids at the skate park, the shit they're doing, it blows. I heard this kid the other day fell, and they try to swear so loud, and I just want to walk and be like, hey, stop it. It's just, what are you doing? Who are you doing this for? This kid, his board hit him in the dick, and he fell down. He's like, my board hit me in the dick, dude. And I was like, hey, knock it off.
Calm down. That's for no one.
I don't need to hear that. I don't need you screaming about it. There are children around here. It just
You look a fool.
It's
You look a
ridiculous
fool,
to
young
me.
boy.
Young man, you look a
Young
fool.
man.
I was at the Venice skate park a couple months ago, like pre-pandemic, just like hanging out as one does.
We on the JV side? That's where I go.
Yeah, I didn't see you there, but there was this little kid. He was like maybe, I swear to God, like 10 or 11, and he was like the leader of these other like little kids, and he had this long black hair, and he had his skateboard. On his skateboard, he had a picture printed, like professionally printed, of the porn star Riley Reid, full nude, like naked on the skateboard, and he's just riding it. No,
it's astonishing to me.
Wow.
And that's the type of kid, that is like what you're talking about. That's the kid where your parents would go, I don't care, you're never hanging around with that kid ever in your life.
Ever.
That's pumpkin guts.
I didn't want anything to do with that life. I knew a couple kids like that when I was growing up, and I look back and my mom did everything she could. There were nights where I'd stay home bawling in my room because I couldn't go to like Skyforce games with these kids, and I look back and I'm like, they're all in prison, or a couple of them are dead. I'm like, of course she didn't want me going to hang out with these fools were like bringing guns to basketball games, and you're like, oh yeah, I get it, Mom. Sorry for screaming and crying in my room.
St. Kelly saw the playing field. Yeah,
She understood.
She's a varsity mom, dude. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, man.
Excellent pick, the LL Cool J pant leg. It's time for my first pick, and I'm going to take Texas Hold'em Poker.
Oh,
Yo! That's a great pick.
That's a good idea. That's a good one.
Oh, man.
I've told you this. I used to go all in without looking at my first hand, and boy, did these Hold'em kids get pissed off when I would do that.
Yeah.
You can't
'Cause
fucking
you're a
do that. And I'm like,
cowboy.
here I go. They're all in, and I didn't look at my hands, so do what you want. Spin the chamber, and I just hand them the gun, you know?
That shit hit. The Chris Moneymaker winning the Texas Hold'em thing, and then that little camera, which was what changed everything. You could see the whole card, or whatever. That hit when I was like maybe a sophomore in high school, maybe a junior.
Yeah, because it was like my freshman, sophomore year,
Yeah, which is like right when you start to get a little bit of capital when you're a kid. You have a little bit of scratch to throw around, so you can play like, oh, we're buying it for $10 this game, and then if you won, like it fucking mattered. And we played it. Rest in peace, Doug Carlson, who was a kid who was in a wheelchair, had a degenerative disease, but like, it was so dope for him because we would go to his house, and his mom had all the dope snacks, and she would like put them out for us, and like, because his brain worked fine, he was a really smart kid, and we would go over there, and he would like, finally, it was a sport that he could play.
Yeah.
Because he loved sports.
Yeah.
He would always kick our ass at NCAA football. And then, like, we could play Hold'em over there. And we would go over there. And we would just play, like, that was the move on, like, Friday nights. Me and, like, 6 other dudes would just go over there and, like, play Hold'em. And then graduated to college. So I had played a bunch. And everybody wanted to play in college. And I made, like, a grip of money just by being patient in college. I wasn't even good at Hold'em. I'm not good at it to this day. But just, like, being patient, just, like, playing the hands you really think you're going to win.
Yeah.
I would take, like, people's, like, you'd all of a sudden, like, oh, I have, like, $300 from that game of poker. And then that's all the money you need when you're a freshman in college. I would buy so many backpack rap CDs with that in downtown Ashland.
Well, the thing is, like, you didn't, and if you lost all your money, it didn't matter because you didn't have rent or anything to pay. You just like, well, I don't have any money for a while, but I'm fine.
Yeah. It hit at the perfect time. Rounders started, like, banging again.
Yeah,
like,
Rounders.
Oh,
man.
That's what I remember. I remember Rounders came out, and next thing you know, everybody is playing Texas Hold'em poker. I remember I bought a book. So I'm gonna learn the odds. I'm gonna learn like what it means when the certain cards come out, and I just never finished it. I was like, fuck it. I'm going by my gut. I'm gonna read you. I'm gonna read you across this fucking table.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read your every fucking move. I'm gonna watch that single bead of sweat.
Look at me.
Yeah.
Look me in the eyes, you coward.
Bitch, look at me right now.
You got the nuts? I didn't think so.
Sorry, John. I don't remember.
Yeah.
You had the glasses, the headphones in, and everything like that?
All the distractions.
Yeah.
Toothpick.
Look at the big headphones.
Yeah. Like any good fan, it's so embarrassing now to look back at
God,
it. But
yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Rounders is still a great movie, but like to look back at like it's just like, oh Jesus Christ, what were we doing? But it was so fun at the time, and like it hit at just the right moment. It hit
Dude,
at
it was
just
a
the right
blast.
moment.
We used to play for like I remember Paul Volden. I think I won Paul's shoes one time, and he was pissed because I took them. I was like, they were Adidas Superstars, and I was like, I want them.
Yeah,
though.
those are
This
great
isn't a friendly
shoes.
game of like, this isn't like, oh, take it back. I'm like, I'm keeping your shoes if I win this, and I won it. We had, now that I think about it, we had poker night shirts. Adam and Shane and I, other Shane before Shigadoo. We had, I think it said Annie Up Bitch on it, and we all had, like 6 of us had our poker night shirts, and we'd go to Shane's house, like every Friday or Saturday, and just play for shit, like watches and shoes and stuff, like we're in prison.
my
It was
God.
dope.
That's hilarious.
Let me ask you guys this: who was the person that had the chips? Because that was always the biggest fiend.
That
the
was
person
me.
who actually
Sam Talent.
owned the chips.
I always had
Shane
the
had the
chips.
chips.
Sam Talent.
Doug had the chips, and then my older brother Bear had chips, and then he got me chips once, and then I had the chips.
Did you have a suitcase of chips like that
Oh yeah,
thing?
the little the
Yeah,
case?
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Now I got the chips.
That could be chips, or maybe he's about to build a sniper rifle. Maybe he's about
know.
to screw some pieces together. We don't know what's about to happen.
That is sick, dude.
Yeah.
Man,
Oh,
that's a good one. That wasn't even on my list. That should have been the first.
That's a great one.
fantastic.
It was a fun fucking trend, and as it is a serpentine draft, I'll make my second pick now, and my second pick is going to be movies made by dudes who think they're the next Quentin Tarantino.
Wow.
That's a
You
great
remember
one.
that? I mean, you still get traces of it to this day, but there was that thick phase, like after Pulp Fiction came out, that went to about like 2000, I want to say, maybe 2001 too, where like people who thought they were the next Quentin Tarantino, where like Hollywood was giving those people money. You got like Boondock Saints out of that. You got Boiler Room out of that. You got like.
I'll go to bat for Boiler Room. I love it.
Things to do in Denver when you're dead.
Yeah, 8 heads in a duffel bag.
Yeah.
You get like all these like,
Oh,
Yeah,
those are
dude.
different movies.
You get like all these, and then also it led to like it led to a reinvigoration of like Shane Black movies and stuff like that, which is
It did.
fantastic. Those are like legit good movies, but like I earnestly enjoy all those like I think I'm Quentin Tarantino movies. It like I just really enjoy them. I liked that whole series of just like tough guys and like quirky criminal storylines and stuff like that.
Way of the Gun.
Oh yeah, Way of the
man.
Gun for sure.
Sarah Silverman.
Sarah
Yeah.
Silverman
Oh, yeah,
get with a loud mouth.
Yeah,
It was that movie started.
That
He
movie
did.
started.
very
Yeah.
harshly. That's right. It was Ryan Phillippe and Benicio.
Benicio del
Yeah.
Toro.
Toro.
Dude, you got what else did you get? U-Turn was kind of a Tarantino
U-Turn?
knockoff.
Oh yeah, U-Turn with
That
Sean
was-
Penn. Is that right? That was good, I think. All these weird ass movies though. You're right, where it's just like, I went through that phase where I would no matter what, I was gonna like the movie, just because
Yeah.
I knew that I was supposed
Yeah.
to, and that lasted pretty long in me, where I was like, I was scared
Oh,
to say I didn't
same.
like shit that you were supposed to like for a long time. Like
Same.
all the Kevin Smith movies, I do not like them, but I would not tell people that for years of my life. So
You know what was a good Tarantino knockoff? Do you remember Suicide Kings?
do I remember Suicide King?
Suicide King. That's like a big
Dude, Jay
Tarantino
Moore,
knockoff.
Christopher Walken, that
Yeah.
movie
Yeah.
fucking ruled. I love that movie.
Oh,
Dennis,
man.
one of the only times I've enjoyed it, Dennis Leary was in that movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he was great in that movie. I
That
love
you
that
like
movie.
you like the truck commercials.
I do. Well, I'm not a fucking coward, dude. Of course I like
2 Days in the Valley. Remember 2 Days in the Valley with
2
Charlize
Days in the
Theron?
Valley.
I think
Yes.
that might have been her
Was John
first movie.
Leguizamo in that?
No.
Nope. I'm thinking of Spun. Don't listen to me.
There was this movie called The Mexican with Brad Pitt and
Yeah,
Julia Roberts. It was
yeah.
kind of like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could even. I mean, it also opened the door to like good. I mean, there were good movies in this like genre.
Totally. Boiler Room's fantastic.
Yeah.
But like Get Shorty is like kind of like that happened because of like Pulp Fiction and Tarantino movies. That probably doesn't get made if Pulp Fiction isn't a big hit, you know?
Right.
Like that kind of thing. And then I guess like the Guy Ritchie movies, maybe to an
That's
extent,
true.
but
That's a great pull. That's a great call.
Yeah.
He was
actually.
Way of the Gun, right? Wasn't
No.
that Guy Ritchie?
No,
Way of the
he
Gun?
was Snatch
No.
and Get.
Oh, okay.
Lock, Stock.
Lock,
Stock. That's what I was thinking of. Yep.
Layer, your favorite movie, Layer Cake, dude? Like it's a lot of those
You
ones.
think I didn't watch Layer Cake? Dude, I used to feel like such king shit when I'd go to the video store and I'd get a movie like something indie like Wrist Cutters or Layer Cake or something, and I'd walk up and just set it down and I'd look at them and with my eyes I'd just be like, you don't know shit about this movie, let me just pay for it and get out of here. such a dickhead move. I'd even bring it up to people like, oh man, I was just watching Layer Cake last night, bro. Changed me.
My dad, for the longest time, we like when he would have the weekends he would have us. He would we'd go to Blockbuster or Hollywood Video more likely, and he would just rent any war movie. Any war movie. Didn't matter if there was any buzz to it. Doesn't matter if there was an actor he recognized. It could have been Casper Van Diem and Casper Van Diem. Like, it could have been anything. And he would just rent it because he loved war movies that much. And I always thought that was so silly. And then I realized my version of his war movies is like a Quentin Tarantino knockoff. Like, any of those, I'll give him a fucking shot. I'll watch it. So yeah, that's my second pick. Sean, time for your second pick.
I'm going with hacky sacks, or like SEPA. We used to.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
I don't. To this day, I don't know the difference between it. If SEPA was like a brand or whatever, but you'd get it. You'd take out some of the beads, and then we'd play Killer Hack, which is, if I remember right, it's if you touched it with your hand, or if you hacked it for the fourth time, you could grab it. That's what it was. If you were the fourth hack, you could hack it up and then grab it and then throw it at someone as hard as you could.
Dude, our version of Killer Hack in Beaverton was different, bro. We played a different game of Killer Hack. For the listeners at home, I put an anonymous mask up behind me. The Viva Vendetta mask.
Yeah, man, we used to... that was another thing I did that I was scared to say I didn't like. But I would just sit and play hack with kids at McKinnon Park for hours and hours and hours and just hate it.
I hated it.
I was never good at it. I never got it. I was never like, I don't want to be good at this.
Why are we doing shit with our feet? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Just fucking grab stuff and throw it. Like, your feet are filthy and disgusting and dirty. I'm not good with them. I don't have hand-foot coordination. It felt bad.
Especially the people playing hacky sack. They have grosser feet than anyone.
Yeah.
The worst
It's
feet.
a gross foot sport.
Yeah.
It's a gross foot sport, for real.
Yep, that was one that I liked it, but I don't know, it just didn't do it. I kind of liked the vibe, and I still do think back because it was fun-ish to sit in the circle and talk before school, but it was just, why do we have to do that when we were doing it?
You were just looking for male friendship connections, and you just had to have this flimsy mechanism built around it.
You weren't finding it in your JV squad. You weren't finding that kind of bonding.
Dude, this was middle school, man. This is... Yeah, man, I didn't hit JV yet. I wasn't up there. I wasn't a 10th grader who played football who automatically got in the JV squad that didn't know about it until they were 39.
People hit JV at different ages, dude.
That's
People
right.
hit JV at different ages.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah. You know, some people are late in life JVers.
Hey, I'll take it.
Hacky sack, dude. I never even...
Me either.
I never entertained it.
I peeped it. I was like, that's not even, man.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff would have to go different for me to even...
Yeah, like why?
It's just not where I'm at. It's just not where I'm at.
It was definitely a fad, though. I fucking... I absolutely recognize that. Absolutely. Did you own one? Did it have a design on it?
It was the Rasta colors. I had a SEPA that was the Rasta colors, and like one big hole where you could take out the beads.
Where did you buy it?
Ernie Novembers.
Where?
Ernie's, man. It was like the head shop, or what do you call it? A head shop? Like the incense place. That was the place in Sioux Falls.
The incense place is also
dope.
good.
It was dope forever. Like my whole childhood, that was kind of the place where you'd be. Like a record shop, you're nervous to go in there because everyone feels so cool and you just feel like a fake. And then they had skateboards for a while. That's where you'd go get like the cool CDs that you couldn't get, like maybe some deeper backpack wrap CDs that they didn't have at like Disc Jockey. So yeah, but you had to buy something. I felt like such a prick if I'd go in there and look around and not buy anything because it wasn't a corporate place. So that's probably how I ended up getting my SEPA. If I think about it, is like I just bought one day because I didn't want to get whatever album I came to get or something.
You know what's always clutch to get to those places? You can get incense because it's like cheap.
Yeah.
And you're not going to not use your incense? You're going to use your incense.
No,
you know?
I just give it to Kirschman. I'll tell you what. If anyone was going to use it, old Kirsch Diggles was going to use it. So it got used.
I'm setting a cone on fire as we speak.
Yeah, I know you are. I can do that.
I love it.
I might go buy a poster with a William S. Burroughs quote on it after this, dude. I don't know.
Put it in the air. Put that shit in the air, man.
Hacky sack, excellent pick. David, time for your second pick. You went swifter with the first one. Let's see if you go positive or negative on this one.
This one is also... I was so hesitant to even... This is a very specific time in my life that I didn't participate in these, but I found myself inside of them often. And then at one point found myself practicing to try to participate and knew I had gone too far. Man, I'm talking about dance battles.
Whoa.
Really?
Dog. So when I was like, this is very personal, don't judge me. When I was like 19, I was living in this house on Yampa Street in Aurora, and it was just this like, all my friends, I think it was just young black dudes at the time. It was like, this is like post You Got Served, Stomp the Yard, and I would just end up in rap, because my roommate Armand Franklin, it was like a bunch of us who were like 18 to 20, but then like 3 of us who were 17. It was like a group home situation. It was really weird. But Armand was in high school, so he would go to high school and get kids to battle him, and then they would come back to our garage and or backyard and be having dance battles. And then that kind of got bigger. So then my other friends, Marcel and Dirk, were really into it. So then we started going to the 18 and up club, and I would just be in and or around dance battles because of what we called the garage clique. And then at one point, I remember being in my room, like after work at Conoco, trying... This was also very Chris Brown influenced.
Were you like popping and locking, or were you just dancing?
I was trying to do the shit. I was trying to do the shit where I like popped the hat off and then like put it in your face and then like brought it back and put that shit on and then like spun it around. You know what I mean? Like spin around the hat.
Oh yeah, dude.
And I mean realistically, so like summer 06, I was probably around like close proximity to 15 dance battles.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't really.
What's your record? What do you think? What's your record? What's your overall record?
No, I was never in it. I would just be in there. I would just be wherever, and it would pop off, and I'd be like, "Bro, they're doing it again," and that's why I started to try to do it, because it was just what my friends. It was like we only had. So at that time, we had me and this kid Demetrius were the only dudes who didn't. We were the only kids who didn't dance. And everybody else danced. And this is the MySpace era. So these guys were getting girls off the dancing. They would go on... This is so corny. They would go on MySpace, right? And do you remember how you could just put in, like, your zip code and miles to and from?
Sure do.
We would just put in Aurora, our zip code, 5 miles from. And then they'd get all these girls to go to Bash or whatever 18 and up clubs with us. And then they would be dancing. And they had, like... They all did, like, this thing with the chest.
Yeah.
And then you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
like,
the Jabberwockies thing.
We all have our own version of it.
Yeah.
yo, and like they would do the like, just like legs. Man, twerking. This dude Marcel, who was my size now, but like but he was like 18 and like 350, 6'4", and he would like twerk, like get on the ground and twerk.
Oh shit!
Like, and this is before like twerking was popping. It was just like twerking like you would see in a yin yang, like the yin yang twins would talk about, like in the I
Was
video
this like
shit.
was this like pre-crumping?
This is like all that time. This is all. So I think that Chris Brown was the one who brought it all together for like because if you guys don't remember when that shit hit, it was like, yo, it's cool to dance again.
Yeah.
Like, because before that was kind of like crunk and shit, and that shit, it wasn't like, you weren't dancing to Bia Bia.
Right.
You know what I mean? You were just like going nuts.
You're just headbanging
and I could
to that.
handle that.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, man, let's drink out of a gas can in the backyard. And then like Chris Brown came out, and then it just switched, and like everybody was with it, and I was not me. And shout out to Demetrius Rencios, and so I changed my personality to get away from it. I was like, nah, man. That's when I first started just wearing like Dickies, plain t-shirt, and a hat, and I was like, nah, man, I just like West Coast gangster rap. I don't even fuck with that dance.
I just like Mac 10 and Dove C. That's what I do.
So much. I was listening to mad like Dayton Family, and like it was very. I worked at Conoco.
You know, I went through that same exact phase in a different part of the country, but
I love it. I love it. But yeah, so shout out to everybody off of Smoky Hill. Everybody who went to Smoky Hill, Grandview, Eagle Crest, and could dance. I probably was in a basement with you at some point.
that's right.
Dance battles, man.
Dance battles. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Jason, time for your second and third picks, as it is a Serpentine draft.
Oh wow. Okay. I'm gonna go take us back a little bit. My next pick is the Rachel. It is the hairstyle. The hairstyle inspired by, copied from Jennifer Aniston's character Rachel in Friends. Which it just feels like a thing that actually can't happen anymore because we all have so much access to information and access to pictures of different people, and there's so many different TV shows and so many different platforms and so many different ways to find out what trends are, whether it be social media, what have you. And it just feels like that the thing where a woman would be on a sitcom and every other person in America would be like, I have to have that haircut. It just feels like that will never happen again. So that was really a moment in time.
I don't know, man. I could take you to the Gelsons down the street from you right now and show you 8 women who look exactly like Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, but that's neighbor. I think that's like. I think we're. I agree with you. Having just been over to Glendale the other day, I think that's. I think we're in a specific geographic part of the country where that's a thing.
You are correct. You are correct.
I'm talking nationwide
right
with Rachel.
There's micropods of it.
Yes.
But like, you're right, the Friends was like a monoculture thing. Just like that when Fleabag was hot, you would see girls in that Fleabag jumpsuit.
Yes.
You know, like that kind of thing.
Are we talking about the Rachel with, like, where it was, like, mad puffy up top?
Yeah,
like
it was
frame
mad.
your
Like the
face
bumpy
kinda.
one?
Right, it was
And
like kind of
hella
helmety.
bangy?
Yeah, it was like kind of helmety where it was cut like bangs, but then it kind of came down and framed the face, but it was long.
Yeah.
It was like both long and short at the same time.
Yeah.
That is a wild haircut.
It didn't.
Yeah.
Also, the thing is, doesn't work for everyone. It's
That's one of those.
I tried that with a lot of haircuts where I'm like, make me look like this, and they're like, that works for them. It is not going to work for you. But they'll still do it.
It's mutated a little bit into the let me talk to the manager haircut. Like it's
did.
had like
It did.
it has spawned unfortunate like sequels, but at the time it was fucking popping. Also, she was like beautiful, but she was like so cool on that show.
Right.
And like Jennifer Aniston was kind of the same way. She was buzzy. Was she dating Brad Pitt at that point? I think so.
I think so.
Yeah.
Did she have something in there to make it bump in the back like that?
That's a great question because do you remember Bump It?
I do.
That little fucking, like, dicky for your hair.
Yeah. The
Yes,
Bump It.
dude.
I don't think she used the Bump It, but the Bump It seems to me like a second or third wave evolution of the Rachel.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a performance enhancing substance.
That's right.
Can you imagine?
Oh, because they couldn't get that. They couldn't get that. Because you got to tease that, right? Like, how do you even get that up like that?
So I'm looking at her haircut right now. I'm looking at the Rachel from that era. It's kind of, imagine like Kurt Cobain, but like cut nicer, rough, like cut rough, but it's meant to be rough in layers, and it kind of falls like sort of messy, but messy on purpose. And then it has like a side swoop with a side part that comes down over the eye. So it is really a kind of engaging cut, but definitely one of those high maintenance cuts where if you're not on television every single day, then you're probably not going to get the upkeep that you're going to need to keep this haircut going.
Exactly.
You can't have that if you just work at Ralph's.
Yeah.
Yeah, Raul's not coming over.
I mean, I'm saying this without any kind of without trying to draw out any further kind of connotation, but it reminds me of Monica Lewinsky's haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I never drew that. She had a Rachel.
She had a Rachel.
Probably going for the Rachel, which I want a Rachel.
She probably was going for that.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. Man.
One time, Jennifer Aniston, this was like 2 years ago, I was in an elevator with her at work, and she gave me the old up and down.
Whoa.
Felt
Really?
good. It felt really good.
Whoa.
I'm not sure it was sexual in nature, but I got the up and down. From
Whatever it was.
Whatever it was, I took, in my head, I'm
It
like,
was in nature.
I think it was nature.
Most people
Yeah.
think hand jobs are sexual in nature, so yeah, I'd say yeah.
Wow.
Do you know what the old up and down is?
That's a hand job.
No.
No, I know. I know.
No, we know you don't know.
Yeah. I know.
Sometimes people hit me up in my DMs and they're like, hey, dipshit, that's not what they meant. I'm like, I'm aware of that. I know that.
Same tone of voice. I'm aware of that.
Yeah, that's how I want people to read my responses. I'm aware.
I know.
Oh, they're gonna kill you tonight on Fargo, dude.
I know.
You sound just like you look just like him. It's wild.
No, yes, no. We're going to go over there and then we're going to kill him.
Hit me in the face.
I was watching Bigger and Blacker last night, and that's the same guy. You're a very funny stand-up comedian. For that. Yeah, the Rachel's a great fucking pick. And your third pick?
My third pick is going to be the 2012-13-ish fad, the Harlem Shake.
Oh,
The
Okay.
Harlem Shake viral trend, which
we have differing opinions on that term.
which was I can't wait to hear it. Listen, I can't wait to hear it, but let me just quickly, just for people who don't remember quite what it was a viral video trend in which a group of people would appear to be kind of calm, going about their day, and then all of a sudden it'd be smash cut, and they'd be in costumes doing weird shit, and it was set to the song Harlem Shake by the group Bauer. And everybody, it seemed like everybody, I mean, the Miami Heat did it, the
locker room, that was the big one for me.
The armed forces of Luxembourg did it, everybody was doing that one.
Well, what didn't they do?
Yeah.
We did it on my first year on Chelsea lately, I think, was when the Harlem Shake was the late stages of it.
Yeah.
And you can bet we did the Harlem Shake.
Oh, yeah.
Dave,
Yeah.
if you want to bring this up,
Yeah.
it's interesting because that wasn't the first Harlem Shake.
It was crazy because the other one was only 6-7 years prior.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I know that because I had a dance battle phase.
No one better to ask.
Also, can I tell you guys a fun tip for the old Harlem Shake? You know how you do it if you're a fat guy who can't dance?
Please.
You pull your t-shirt down low, and then you just kind of move it from left to right, like in a jerk manner.
Yeah.
Wow.
You understand what I'm saying? So you pull it down, and then you just blah, 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 blah. I'm trying to do the clip speed, but
Was there a Harlem? What? I'm missing it. What was the other Harlem Shake? It was just a dance?
It was a dance.
Okay.
It was, I don't even know how to explain it. It was so elbowy and
Yeah.
if you saw that shit, you would be like, oh, I remember. I'm gonna find it on YouTube.
Okay. All right.
I just found out about chat.
It was a New York thing. It was like a Diplomat's, Puff Daddy, it was like a fucking,
G-Dep, yes,
it was, it was like a very,
Was it that dance that
shouldery,
Diddy would do sometimes? That, was it kind of like that dance?
a little bit.
Jason, that's how I know that you're from New York, is because you said G-Dep just now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all right, let me see. I'm trying to find it.
Sorry, go ahead, Dave.
No. I like the other one better, though, is all I was going to say.
The previous one. Your OG Harlem Shake.
No, I like yours better.
Oh, okay.
The first one was a very difficult dance.
Yeah,
And
Jason's is more fun and a better vibe. I like it. It was more jokey.
The earlier Harlem Shake did inspire that line from Down and Out, that Cameron song. That, Harlem Shake. Nah, I'm in Harlem shaking the weight, shaking the bake, shaking the jakes. Kill you, shoot the funeral up, and Harlem Shake at your wake. Which is
yeah, Cameron is great.
Damn.
he's
That damn
such a good
Cameron.
rapper.
I love Cam. He's got some new stuff that's good too. Anyways, but I'm gonna send this to you, Sean, so you can
right.
see.
Yeah,
It was really fun, though.
It was
Sorry,
really
go ahead,
fun.
Jason.
No, I was just going to say, it was really fun, and it was one of those universal... It felt like, I want to say that if it's not the first kind of, global, viral, interactive trend, it's one of the first of that type, those kinds of, memes that everybody could do, that basically is the way, that kind of architecture is what TikTok and stuff is based on now, that kind of interactivity. But it felt like one of the first ones.
I think you're 100% right. It was the first thing we were like, we're going to get the whole office to do this on Friday. It's going to be fun. We're going to get the whole office.
We had to, I don't want to sound insane here, but I think they had us do that shit at ABC Mouse. I'm pretty sure.
That's awesome.
For a building wide competition or whatever. I think, if I remember right, because they were like, we're gonna win, and we had this new dipshit boss that ended up getting fired for sexual harassment, so he can kick rocks. But he was like, we're gonna do this thing, it's gonna be great, we're gonna win, and the whole time I'm just like, oh, this is such a bummer.
Yeah.
What I'm doing right now. I'm already at a job that's not dank, and then here I am gonna do the Harlem Shake with a bunch of people that I don't even say hi to. Yeah, and I say hi to a lot of people. And I don't even say what's up when I walk by these people, so that lets you know the vibe there. It was such a whack. God, I'm happy every single day that I don't work there. Oh, thank you for everyone who listens to this show. My God, thank you.
Mein
Thank
Gott. It was funny, Jason. You brought it up early. It is funny that like you would get like the Luxembourg's Air Force would all of a sudden would put out a Harlem Shake video, and it would be like impressive.
Yeah,
like, they're good.
That was a fun time when people were doing viral videos from work, though.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was.
I don't think anyone's gonna take this, but like the mannequin challenge was like another one like that.
another one of
all that
those,
stuff, man.
Yeah,
It was when we were more together as a country.
it's so
Yeah.
true.
Boy,
we need to get back to that's possible under an Obama presidency. Let's get back to that.
yeah.
Under Joe Biden, you'll get like fun work-wide TikTok videos.
I know, you get an email blast. Hey, gang, this Thursday at 2:30, if everybody could come down to the lobby, we're going to do the viral trend. We're going to do the Harlem Shake. Bring a fun hat, and it'll be great.
Yeah. Or Trump, where it's like, hey, we're going to organize mutual aid because all of a sudden Japanese people aren't allowed how to learn to read anymore. Right. So we're going to like... That's what your company-wide emails are going to be. It's going to be one or the other.
Oh, man.
God, when this comes out, the election will have happened. Hopefully,
Oh my gosh.
it is the Harlem Shake. Dave, the time for your third pick.
My third pick, I want to say this shit was popping from like 90 to 96-ish. It is a fashion trend that I like to call the beige wave.
I got a pretty strong idea of what you're talking about.
You remember that? Where you would be like, you'd be watching like Murphy Brown or some shit? And she'd have like 5 different clothing items, all beige?
Yeah.
Or like a Janet Jackson video or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, people loved cream in the early to mid 90s.
Yes,
They
dude.
loved cream so much.
I'm thinking of
Everything
like
was
a Carl Can
cream. I had some
Carl
cream
Can I
shit.
denim suit with like Timbs
Yeah.
that matched.
You all had cream shit. Everybody, you
Yeah.
had to have cream shit. Oh, I'm gonna go to like 5th grade graduation and not wear cream. I'm not gonna wear this cream vest.
The beige wave.
Go watch when Will Smith's dad didn't want him. Four colors of beige on that outfit.
I didn't even realize that at the time.
That's so true, because this is when Tim's really rode that beige wave. Now that I'm
Timbs were a
thinking
part of
about
it.
Timbs were
Absolutely.
absolutely part of the beige wave uniform, an integral part.
You could barely top it off without Timbs. You had to have some sort,
Yeah.
or like I tried to get like the closest thing to it because I never had Timbs. But yeah, you weren't shit if you didn't have that topping it off.
Yeah, no, it was just everybody loved cream colored clothing.
Yeah. And I wanted to say it was like, I was about to say like, oh, earth tones, but it wasn't earth tones.
It was straight up beige.
It was beige. It was beige, cream, off-whites. Like, it was that,
Yes.
like...
Absolutely, it was.
Like, we kind of OD'd on it because you don't see it very much anymore. I feel like we went
blousy. It was very blousy. It was a loose fitting and blousy era.
Yeah.
what, a linen beige.
6th and 7th grade me. Yeah, man.
Yeah, for
Comfortable.
for the ladies, it was like those pleated shorts, like those pleated culottes that were cream.
Yeah.
Dude, just look up an SWV album cover. There's one where they're all on horses, I think, and you're like, that's exactly what I'm
Oh, the
talking
Right
about.
Here video.
Yes,
They're all
the Right
wearing
Here video
beige.
where they sample Michael Jackson.
Lots of videos are wearing all beige.
Yeah.
It was crazy. I don't
You
know.
could shoot a music video, then step right into a Banana Republic and start managing it. You know what I mean? It was
100%. 100%. And the crazy thing about the beige wave is it was everybody.
Oh yeah.
It was every group was wearing hella beige. It was also a unifying time. I don't know if Cowboys were rocking beige, but I think so. But everybody else, it felt like, was wearing beige.
Cowboys are the original beige wave, man. That was
Yeah.
a Clinton presidency. That's what can happen under a Clinton presidency.
I think it's just how we were feeling as a nation. We were like,
I agree.
it's not bright, but it's not the brightest white, but it's pretty light.
Yeah.
It's pretty lighthearted over here.
We're comfortable. We're
We're
comfortable.
comfortable. We're classic.
We don't need to lash out.
Yeah, we don't need the crazy colors of 5 years ago. We just need this beige.
No, that's too bright. That's too bright. White is too bright. White is white is too elitist. That's too
Yeah.
Beige is accessible for everyone. Everyone can be part of the
Everybody.
beige wave.
You can get a little dirt on it, too.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Listen,
You can have a felony on your beige and nobody can see it. It's
The
fine.
movie Bulworth doesn't happen without the beige wave. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, so many movies.
Yeah.
So many movies. Boys to Men doesn't happen without the beige wave. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, it was a time, man.
Yeah.
Beige wave.
I love that. It's perfect. Sean, time for your third pick?
I'm going to date myself a bit here, but
Are
for
you
the
gonna jack
kids...
off? Is that what that means? Is that a euphemism for jacking off? I'm gonna date myself?
You
That's
know-
gross, dude. We're on a podcast.
You mention it. It's actually Jack White. Do you know that?
What?
It's not Jack
What?
Off White. A lot of people think his name was Jack Off White. Jack White.
It's a bit.
I said
Okay.
it last time. With Katie,
Yeah,
I said that, and she
I
thought I
forgot.
was
I
kidding.
forgot
Yeah.
about it. I forgot about it. I'm sorry.
Waterbeds.
Yo.
It's so funny.
I had a
You're a kid.
waterbed.
That's so funny. You were a kid who fucked and had a waterbed.
Yeah.
I did. I
You were
had
you were like the sitcom Martin. Like, what are you doing?
They told me numerous times that I sound like a black guy who got laid a lot when I was
You
young.
They did. You mean when he came home with his cross colors jersey, took off his Raiders hat, and then got on his waterbed and listened to Mac 10? Yeah, it does sound like that.
Dude, that happened. Almost that exact thing happened.
Of course it did.
It was a Duke hat, but
Yeah.
neither here nor
Can I
there.
just ask? So, like, I have a lot of questions about the setup and the maintenance of
Please.
a waterbed. Do you move it in filled, or do you put it down and then you take
No.
a hose and you fill it?
Oh, if you got a waterbed, you put it down. I'll tell you that. But you bring it in. If you got a waterbed, it gets put down for you. If you don't put it down, after 24 hours of having a waterbed, somebody puts it down on you.
Is fucking even fun on a waterbed? I feel like it's really hard to get
I
leverage.
It can't be.
I tried once when I
Whoa.
it was the day I was like when I lost it. We tried on a waterbed and it was just like, what in the world are we thinking? And then we got.
Well, yeah, that's so advanced. If you've
Yeah,
never
that's
done
advanced.
it, man.
What if you only fucked on the waterbed for the first like 5 years of your life, and that was the only, and you were just like, this is what it's like, and then you did it on a regular bed, and you were like, oh, I can come.
I bet you build up a lot of core strength because it's like being
Yeah.
on one of those yoga
Of course you
balls. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
especially if you try to do it with certain positions on the waterbed, I feel like you'd build up the glutes and that lower back.
Yeah, you'd look like Bond coming out of the
For
ocean.
sure, dude. You did that sleeping on a waterbed. You did that. So to set it up, you had like this goofy looking box spring, kind of like a bed, but like with walls on it, because the waterbed after you filled it up had to stop from like gushing over the sides or whatever. So
Oh, I'll tell you, it's gushing over the sides.
she would.
Oh, it's gushing over the sides. If you got a waterbed, it's gushing over the sides.
Now what you had to do is you had to get a fucking hose, hook that up to the bathtub, and then your waterbed, and just run the bath water until the waterbed was filled, and then you had.
This sounds like a dick slap operation.
Dude, it was crazy. And then you'd have to keep it warm. So you'd have a temperature thing on it that would keep it, you could like gauge if it was hot or warm. And a lot of times mine just wasn't working, so it would be cold water I was sleeping on, which is
Oh my god!
such a bummer. And then if it popped, or like you gotta hold on, this is Buck. So I was such a kid when I had one that I used to pick my nose all the time, and I just put it in there. And we moved. So, my waterbed was there for like 2 years. And then we drained it and moved. And to move we had drained it and pulled it up, and it just peeled up, and there were just, I bet 1,000 boogers on there.
Oh boy.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I bet you that, and I'm not joking, I bet you there was about 1,000 dried boogers under my waterbed.
Bro.
It was
Oh, man.
so gnarly. But yeah, man.
When it was cold, would you like notice bad? Like, did it make you really uncomfortable? Like, did you have to have like an extra blanket?
Absolutely. It was like sleeping on cold water. So it'd be like sleeping on cold water. It sucks.
Oh, in South Dakota, cold.
Yeah. But if you put a couple blankets on, it was fine. But yeah, a terrible thing.
Did you ever put it down on the waterbed?
Never did.
Not once?
Never did. No.
What about jacking off on the waterbed?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Was it any different?
Look at you. I feel like you.
It had a lot in common with David's dance battles,
Was it
actually.
like being in a canoe?
I am.
Too many dudes in there?
The same vibe.
basement.
I'm just picturing young and buck Sean Jordan. You're getting home from school.
Listening to Silk or Shy or whatever I taped from 97.3 KPAT the night before.
You close the door of the bedroom and like wedge a chair behind it, get the penthouse from like hidden behind your
No
dresser
visuals.
or something.
No
No visuals,
no
just
visuals.
all memory. I love it. And then
I was young.
He was a young creative.
He was flying on instruments.
When that was happening, I was too young to really know why I was doing it. Because I started at a very young age. I was like 6 when I
Jesus
started.
fucking Christ! This is picking your
So-
nose or jacking off?
You know.
Little from column A, little from column B.
Either way, he was eating it. Oh, Christ. I don't know why I said that. I'm sorry.
Next, we fell down the stairs, everybody. How'd you guys get from waterbeds to there? Well, listen to the last 5 minutes.
I hope this isn't one of the ones my mom listens to.
Anyway, waterbeds.
Waterbeds. Excellent
Love
pick.
it.
Oy vey. All right, waterbeds. Time for my third and fourth picks, as it is a serpentine draft. With my third pick, I'm going to go back to cards, but I'm going to go ahead and fuck up some Magic cards. Magic
Yeah.
the Gathering.
I never could figure it out.
I never played, but I hear it's amazing.
I had so much fun. For me, I think now I think I don't know if I'm construing this as a fad that was popping everywhere or just a fad in my school.
I think it was
They
everywhere.
remain. People still play Magic cards. There are
Oh,
people who still like
absolutely.
fuck with it in a big way, and like respect to y'all. But I also think it qualified as a fad for a while. I think there was a
For
period
sure.
where like Magic
course,
cards were
of
a
course.
fad. I fucking loved it. I fucked with a green deck in a big way. I've talked about the Thicket Basilisk before on this
Yeah.
podcast because someone brought me one to a live show. But at Meadow Park Middle School, like 6th, 7th grade, and maybe even 5th grade at Bethany, big Magic card when like the Ice Age deck came out and everything like that.
A lot of strategy to Magic. Like, it was a fun game to play. If you were pretty good at it, you had a good deck.
I hear it's amazing still. Is it 12-sided die? Is that Magic or am I crazy?
No,
No,
No.
it's just cards.
it's all cards. Yeah,
Yes, you're thinking Dungeons and
You gotta
Dragons.
tap your mana, right?
you gotta tap your
Yeah.
mana. You have like lands that you call upon, like islands or forests or mountains, and then you tap them and you summon creatures, and then
Sounds
you like
fun.
fight each other. You have hit points that you like take down like with your cards, and it was fun. I was into massively. I played MMORPGs in a big way back then. I played Ultima Online for like 4 years. Lost a lot of my life to Ultima Online in like a big way. Where like now that I like where I am right now, but looking back, I'm like somebody should have done something. But my mom worked nights.
That's like my brother in Warcraft. Like, I was like, dude, you gotta fucking pump the brakes, bro. You gotta calm down.
People need like interventions with that shit because it becomes like, I mean, no pun intended, because there's a game called Second Life, but it becomes like a
Yeah,
Second Life.
Second
Like
Life.
you're
Well,
just
and it's
like
easy to get lost in it, and it's fun, that
It is
stuff.
fun.
I never did it, but it's gotta be so fun, and like, you're in your own world, you have complete control over
There's a
it. You know,
community there. There's a really accepting community in games
Sure.
like that. That people that you find who are just like you, looking to connect with other people in a magical realm where you can ride
Yeah.
tigers and stuff like that.
And your stepdad doesn't live there.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking Ron.
Exactly, dude. It's fucked. It was so fun, and like when you're like at that age, I was in my most isolated phase. My character in Ultima Online was named Antonio Montana.
Nice.
Scarface. I had no idea, but then I got really into role playing on there. So I was like a ranger of the realm, role playing around, but my character was fucking Scarface, and I would have to explain that to people every now and then. I'm like, oh, although I didn't know about that movie.
What do you mean?
No, I just love mountains.
I just googled Spanish last names. But that's not that. I didn't take Ultima Online. I took Magic the Gathering. I just loved Magic the Gathering. I was really into like fantasy and stuff back then. I read those books and all that stuff, and it was just fucking fun, man. I loved opening the packs. Was like always a thrill because you would get like maybe you'd get like a cool gold card,
Yeah.
get like a dragon or something like that, and it was just a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, I've always thought it sounded, all that stuff. I mean, I guess skating was kind of my version of that. It's the same thing. You're solitaire, and you meet other people that are like-minded. Same thing. It just seems awesome, and you control it. It's low stakes. I don't know. I guess the older I get, the more I'm like, it'd be dope to just chill at home and do exactly what I want to do at my house and not have to go deal with fucking shitheads.
Ian, did you play, did you ever play for stakes? Did you ever do, Pack Wars and stuff and, play for cards?
We never did, because they were expensive, and nobody really had enough money back then. Like, if I would have lost my green deck or, whatever, I would have been cooked. That would have been it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we traded cards a lot, in school, because if you didn't really play blue or black or whatever, I would, trade cards with other people, but, we never put stuff on the line, really, because you knew. I think I actually played one game with, decks at stake with this guy, Tad Fisher, and I won. I won with my fucking Lure and Thicket Basilisk combination.
Hell
and
yeah.
I remember it. It was an English class in 7th grade, and it was, the one time I did it. And then after that, he just didn't have a deck anymore, because he was,
Oh, yeah.
he just couldn't fucking play, and I felt terrible, but I kept it. I did keep it.
Did you look at him and you're like, listen,
kept that shit.
sometimes Clive Davis rips your deck off, dude, and there's nothing you can do about it.
That's it. And you just learned a lesson. You learned a lesson about life now.
All right? You fucked up, man. He was talking shit, though. He was talking shit, but shout out to Tad Fisher, wherever he is. Yeah, man. So with my second pick, I'm going to take... Let me know if this is too broad. If it's too broad, I can narrow it. But I'm going to take, trendy baking.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
yeah,
I think that's
I'm
Okay,
into
so
that,
that's the cupcake wave, the cronut
Yeah,
wave,
cronut wave.
Sourdough.
the fucking, the fancy donuts.
Wait, what was the second? What did you say? What's a cronut?
It's a
You don't know
croissant
cronut?
donut.
Yeah,
No?
cronut.
What?
It's a donut just for cribs.
No, cronut.
Oh,
it's
shit,
a. Oh.
They eat those donuts. Eat them for breakfast.
A cronut is a cronut is like a combination croissant and donut that this particular bakery, the Dominic Ansel Bakery in New York, used to make. And when it hit, it was like lines down the block for this pastry. Like, it was wild. I was living in New York at that time, and I was just like, dude, it's good, but it's not that fucking good, guys. You're waiting 2 hours
Gotcha.
in the cold for a pastry.
No.
The first time I had one, it was fucking crazy. I wasn't in New York at the time, but other places started knocking off the cronut. And the first time I had one, and I eventually had a Dominic Ansel one, I was like, this is very, very good.
It's very good.
But it's not worth waiting in a line for. But think of it,
Absolutely
the consistency of a croissant, but with the flavor profile of a really good donut. It's fucking crazy good.
It sounds dope. Yeah, yeah.
That was just one of the salvos in the trendy baking wave where cupcakes for a while
Oh, dude.
were fucking huge. Portland had 3 different cupcake chains with other locations. There was Cupcake Jones and a couple other ones.
Was that a Cleopatra Jones themed cupcake restaurant?
I think it was loosely blaxploitation theme.
First moved to LA, I went to a pilot taping so I could get paid for being an audience member for Cupcake Cage Match, a show that never got made. The whole time I was like, what in the world do they think this is going to do for anyone? Cupcake Cage Match, it was
That's
called.
where they brought in Nicolas Cage, and then people tried to bake to his flavor profile, right?
No, they kept farting in their hands and trying to throw it in his face.
Oh
Nicolas
my
Cage.
god.
Gross,
That was a
dude.
cupcake. That's what we used to call that.
That's gross, bro.
You guys never called it
Gnarly,
that?
bro.
But they would Voodoo Donuts remains in Portland, but these cupcake places were all doing Voodoo Donut versions. They would be like, this is a cupcake that has creme fraiche and basil and
There's
they'd
still
do
a bunch around.
crazy shit to it, yeah. And then donut places like Blue Star Donuts in Portland and all that. Shout out to all these places, by the way, because they're all having a hard time right now. But they would just it's when baking went from a thing you would go to just a bakery for and get a chocolate cupcake, a vanilla cupcake, to all of a sudden the chef influence started hitting it, and this is a banana cream cupcake with a peanut butter core that you eat, where they just started getting fucking crazy
dude.
with it.
Hell yeah.
I just love that shit, and it hit
Yeah,
Portland in a big way.
That's a great one. Yeah,
Oh,
New
yeah.
York was definitely in the grips of this kind of thing.
Yeah,
New York was big time in the grip of the second wave pastry, nouveau pastry movement. Such to such an extent that a place opened up down the street from Dominic Ansel's that was just doing kind of cronuts, for people who didn't want to wait in line. It was like, this is kind of like what it's like. They couldn't call it that, but like there was so much hype about it. There was like overflow hype.
They called it the dosant, and you could get it.
Come on down here. It's 10 cents cheaper. Get a dosant.
So that's my fourth pick. Sean, time for your fourth pick?
I'm going to pick something that was a fad, died away, and now I believe it's a fad again. And I firmly believe it will die away again. I'm going to pick fanny packs.
Oh, yeah.
They were around. I had one. I loved it.
We all did.
Very, very serves its purpose. And then they went away. And now I'm pretty sure I'm not the youngest man on the block, but they're back, right? Kids are wearing them again?
Oh, yeah.
They are wearing
probably
them.
A
back.
couple of years, yeah.
If you talk to Mike Malloy, he would say that he brought them back.
I bet he would. Would he say that after his breakfast mule that he made today? He put on Instagram, he's like, or Twitter or something, he goes, make it a breakfast mule. And I'm like, that's alcohol at 9 a.m, man. I'm not above it, but I'm like, come on, dude. It's not called a breakfast mule.
I mean, maybe it's like the new Bloody Mary.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't.
Well, to be fair, because a Bloody Mary is just like vodka. Yeah, I mean, no, it's not just vodka. That was not fair. That was not fair.
Bloody Mary is also like a we're going out thing, but I guess
Yeah,
you
that's
can't
like a
really
going
go
out.
out.
Can't really go out. It's just funny. I'm making a breakfast meal. I'm like, oh, all right, bud. But yeah,
The one
fanny
time
pack.
I made Bloody Marys at home, we recorded an episode of this that can never come out, and 2 people puked. So like,
We still got it somewhere on one of those cards. Yeah, man. Fanny packs. I had one when I was a kid. They're fully back again. I love them. I think they're great. I'll never have one ever again. But I get it, and I understand why people have them and like them, and they definitely do serve.
they're handy, man. Especially
They're
for
handy,
women,
yeah.
where it's like I don't want to rock a whole purse. These
Of
pants
course.
don't have pockets for some fuck reason. Let me just rock a fanny pack.
I wear one. Here's the thing. I wear it like a sling. I'll sling
Yeah.
it like across like a bandolier. And I feel like a little cooler if I do that. I
Yeah,
like
that's
them.
cool.
I like them a lot because you don't want to have a full backpack because then it's like I'm not a child. I'm not going to fucking
Yeah.
school anymore.
That's
and
what
then it's
everybody
like,
says to me and Katie Nolan.
I wear backpacks all the time.
I wear a backpack too, but I gotta bring a laptop to work. I guess I could get
Yeah.
a messenger bag.
right.
But like,
and then
yeah.
it's like sometimes I like to have a briefcase if I'm going to like a real work kind of environment, but not all the time. And I just find that it's that perfect middle ground for when I just like want to have my phone and my keys and stuff and don't want to be
Yeah,
jingling.
if you're out for the night, it's great.
That's right. And here's another thing. I'm part of a movement which I call Pocket Zero. I believe that the best way to go about your life is to have 0 things actually in your pockets. You just
I
feel
love it.
so much freer with
Yeah.
nothing in your pockets.
I'm into joggers and stuff, and like I've been wearing sweatpants and shit lately. It's like I don't want shit in pockets. They
You
always
don't
fall
want
out. Yeah, Pocket Zero, man. I'll support that movement. I like it.
Yeah, I'd buy a hoodie and with the front pocket stitched closed, dude.
Yeah, too.
Stitched closed. Can't even get in there.
Yeah, fanny packs.
Fanny packs, great pick. David, time for your fourth pick.
Okay, this is really weird. My fourth pick is chinoiserie.
What is that? Is that who started the beige wave?
Chinoiserie. Listen. Chinoiserie is the imitation or evocation of Chinese motifs and techniques
Wow.
in Western art, furniture, and architecture.
Nice.
Especially in the 18th century. But what I'm talking about is at the end of the 20th century, when when it was really cool to wear Chinese stuff.
Yeah.
Do you remember like 99 to 01?
Oh, yeah.
There was like a lot of like, I had like multiple fitted hats with Chinese characters
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
drew out potential Chinese character tattoos.
Oh.
Rush Hour 2 was huge. Cisco was talking about Enter the Dragon.
Yeah.
I knew multiple dudes with do-rags that had red dragons on them.
Yeah.
It was like such a like weird turn of the century thing that everybody was just in. Ghost Dog Way of the Samurai, which is not
Wu-Tang
Chinese,
had kind
but
of
I don't
pushed
think
us in
people
that
knew.
direction with like bringing the martial
Absolutely.
arts back into it. And next thing you know, like
Exactly.
Marcus Camby had like an Asian, like a Chinese language tattoo, and I think Kenyon Martin had one. All these like NBA players started getting them. That's a great Great pull.
Shout out to all the older dudes I hung out with, Mike, Big L, Jimmy, and all those guys. A lot of dudes getting Chinese tattoos at the age of 18 or 19 when I was 12 or 13. Just like, it was just like such a like vibe at the time.
Keep talking. I'll be right back. I gotta go pee.
But yeah,
I'm gonna do that too.
Shinwassery.
Now it's just me and Sean. No, we can handle it. We can handle it.
break for a second.
I'll stay on, and then I'll go.
You go too. You
Get
go
outta
too.
here.
We're friends.
Like, we can't talk about Shinwassery
Yes.
for
We
30
keep talking about
seconds?
Shinwassery, man. Jeez Louise.
We just be quiet for a while?
We just don't say shit.
Just listens to it, and I was like, so your last name's got a G in it, huh? It's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild, dude.
So you've been to the movies lately?
No, my mom, and this will come as no surprise, but our living room right around that time was just straight up. It was like nonsense. Even it didn't even match. I was like, Mom, what's going on? Like, what are we shooting for? And she said, I don't know. I just like the theme. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
what's the theme?
Shinwassery, man.
Shinwassery.
How are you, though? I think people think we're not friends.
That's ludicrous.
Which is so bizarre to me.
No, I'm good. I'm fantastic, actually. Like, really good. So good to where it's like, I'm kind of I was telling someone the other day, I'm kind of getting nervous because it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel pretty good and pretty solid, and like, my head's right. You know, everything. I really feel good.
I wanted to talk. I'll text you about it later, but I'm in the same place. So it's like, I do miss seeing, because I feel like I see Zach a lot now, but me and you, I feel like hung out the most when you were here.
What's tough
So
because
it's weird not like seeing you all the time.
I'll get down there soon. I don't know exactly when we have to. Also, there's a part of me that kind of wants to come to Denver when you're there to see Adam too.
Bro, that would be so dope. Sophie
Wouldn't that
and
be
Mel are
tight?
getting married. Yeah, it would, dude. If you, oh man, you could crash in my Airbnb. This is not. I realize this is not podcasting. You just
Hey,
haven't
it's
talked
fun.
on the
People
phone
want to
for-
hear that we're really good friends, so here we are being really good friends. See, it's like Jason never left.
Yeah, it was crazy when you were gone.
Dude, Shinwassery is a great pull. Great pull.
Thank you.
I didn't even know it was a word, honestly, but yeah.
No.
When was
I
the
was-
moment? Because I remember there was a moment because I asked a friend of mine who was Chinese. I'm like, hey, what is that? I think it was Marcus Camby's, and he was like, oh, that doesn't mean anything. That's nothing. His tattoo, and that was the moment when I was like, oh my god, what if we don't know what this shit says?
You got Shinwassery.
No, I think that's a lot. I had a Rockies hat that was a Chinese character, and I asked a kid at Grandview High School, and he was like, "It mountain, but not really. I don't think what you."
I mean, kind of mountain. Kind of means mountain.
Like, it's not. I guess it's what you want it
What
to
does
be.
it mean? Mountain if you want it to.
Yeah.
Not
The
really.
Reckoning was amazing. The Reckoning, which came like 6 months to a year later,
Yeah.
was just so.
Yeah, dear. Shinwassery. Nice
Yeah,
pull, bud.
Shinwassery.
That's a great pull.
Excellent pick, Jason. Time for your fourth pick.
My fourth pick is crossing dog breeds with poodles.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
Oh,
Golden
you mean an
Doodle.
abomination?
Yeah, the Aussie Doodle. Do you remember when the Air Doodle, when all this started happening?
Oh,
It was
yeah.
like people were like, "Oh man, poodles are like the smartest dogs," but like I hate the way they look. And then all of a sudden, people started crossing different dogs with poodles to get that intelligence with like the looks of like a golden retriever. And then you
Yeah.
just all of a sudden had all these poodle mixes, and it just became
Labradoodles.
Labradoodle. Like it just became a craze. People were like, "Oh man, I'm like
Absurd.
fucking, I'm on the waiting list for the golden doodle." Like what?
I think it's also dark on us.
Oh yeah, man, that's not
Doing
good. You're
that.
not supposed to do that shit.
For
I
sure.
found out so much shit about dogs. Corgis have tails. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
they
thought
cut 'em
corgis
off.
just had short tails. They fucking cut them up. Doberman Pinschers or whatever, is that the dog where the ears go up? They
Yeah.
cut their
Yeah.
ears to make them do that. That's
Yeah.
insane. It's all
For
aesthetic.
our vanity, I'm super against it.
For
Yeah.
the owners, it's insane. I did not know that until I don't know 6 months ago or something. Shit's wild.
But there's a ton of them. Escapoo, double doodle,
what's a double doodle?
Escapoo Double Doodle. That guy does my taxes.
a
Great.
Rottle, which is a Rottweiler and a poodle.
Oh my god.
There's a ton of these.
Just to be clear, I don't think there's anything wrong with two dog breeds breeding, right? I mean, like,
It's fine, but if it's like natural, but I don't think a lot of those are natural.
What do you
I
mean?
mean, it's crazy when it's a trend, when people are just like, let's just make a bunch of these. You know what I mean?
The dogs don't know. I mean, like, making a pug is cruel. Like, I mean, like...
Wait, how do you make a pug? I don't know how to make
I think you just, like,
It's like
put
2
a
parts
dog
cream.
in a vice.
You have to boil a bigger
Like-
dog.
You give it sleep apnea.
Pugs have been bred to the point where, like, they can't breathe right. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Do they keep taking the runts? Is that what happens?
it must be. I don't know enough about it to speak intelligently.
That's how they make dogs smaller, right?
But, like, I think crossbreeding is healthy. So, like, I mean, breeding, like, a Dalmatian with, like, a different breed of dog, the puppies will have less... Because it's like when breeding anything, where, like, that's why you don't inbreed humans, because, like, they're too genetically similar.
Right.
They
They'll be too
breed,
strong.
like,
They'll be
yeah,
too strong.
too strong and too smart.
Maybe I don't mean crossbreeding. I guess maybe I mean like aesthetics and stuff. I guess that maybe I misspoke. I mean like making a dog look how we want it to when it's not natural. Like cutting a corgi's tail, shit like that.
They're also hypoallergenic, which is cool, because they have hair instead of fur.
That was the other big thing about it. It was like, oh, you're not gonna, they're hyperallergenic. It's like not an issue. This is, if you have allergies, you have seasonal allergies, you have asthma, you have some kind of like breathing condition, guess what? This is the dog for you.
You can finally have a dog that's not one of those weird hairless ones, which is evil.
Yeah.
Which is
Those
evil.
also come from a bad place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell.
I dated a girl
They come
with
from
a
hell.
with a Labradoodle once, and he was very sweet. But wait, sorry, go ahead, Jason.
No, I was just gonna say, I think, like, Sean, I think I understand what you're saying. Like, if you're doing it in this kind of like science-y way, where, I think that is kind of weird. On the other hand, I think if you just have like 2 dogs and they fuck and something great comes out of it, that's great. That can be great. That can be positive.
That's literally how I got here.
Yeah, I was gonna say dogs fucked on a waterbed and out I came,
Wait.
Sean was born in a Snoop Dogg video.
I nearly adapted to it, so it's pretty cool.
I was born in the Snoop Dogg video.
Oh, fucking hell yeah.
The Doodles, excellent pick. And now it's time for a speed round. Jason, you kick us off. We'll just say the pick. We won't get too far into it.
Sure. I'm going to go, this is a recent one. It's the Pokemon Go trend, when that app came out on your phone and everybody's running around town trying to catch Pokemons all around town. It was a really fun time.
I remember that. That seemed like a blast.
Yeah, they had a DJ at Echo Park at the lake. They had a DJ at like 2 a.m. We were leaving the bar. I was like, what's going on? And someone was like, there's a DJ playing and we're all looking for Pokemon Go. And I was like, that's awesome. It's so safe out here right now. That was great. So yeah, I'm with you.
Pokemon Go to the polls. David, time for your second pick? Or your final pick, I mean?
Mockumentary television shows.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that probably could have made it in the draft, but mockumentary television shows.
If nobody's watched documentary now, by the way,
Very
that's
funny.
a great one. But that's
Or
not even
even
the same
just
thing.
The
You mean like
Office
The
and
Office,
Parks
right?
and Rec and Reno 911 and Modern Family, all that shit.
Excellent. Excellent pick. Sean, time for your final pick?
This is all for me. I'm picking Pogs. You guys remember
Oh,
Pogs?
Nice.
Yeah, Pogs
Do I
are great.
remember?
Yeah, man.
Come on, man.
Okay, well, I don't know how old I don't know if it's because I was like a
Pog guy.
7th
Big time
grader,
Pog guy.
6th, 7th grader.
Jelly slamming.
Pog.
I had
man.
OJ Pogs. Yeah, fuck
Really?
yeah.
I didn't know this. All right, cool. Yeah, Pog.
They might still be somewhere. Shout out to St. Sue Carmel. Let me know if you still have those Pogs, Ma.
I have 2 sheets. My mom got me for Christmas last year. 2 sheets of Pogs.
I don't
Oh,
take
that's
2 sheets.
adorable.
My final pick, early 2000s NBA clothing.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I think also Cameron helped that.
Cameron,
Yeah, absolutely,
Dipset
yeah.
absolutely all over that.
It's part of the beige wave, by the way. That's
Yeah.
definitely, that's and chinoiserie. I mean, none of this is unrelated.
No, it's all tied together.
So that's the final pick. Marissa, do you have a fad you would like to pick?
Ooh, Pokemon Go is going to be my number 1 pick, but my other idea, one of my favorite fads in grade school was Beyblades.
Oh, my little brother was into that.
What
Where
is
you
that?
rip it and it's like a spin top fight. Or you explain, sir.
Yeah. They're like metal spin tops. So you rip it, you customize it with like different pieces, and then they spin and they fight each other, and you try to like bump the other one out of the ring, or just be the last one standing.
Wow.
And sometimes the coolest part would be, because it's metal, it just felt like a very dangerous toy. Like you could hurt yourself playing with it,
Sure.
which is why they were banned from schools very quickly.
Yeah.
But sometimes they would even spark, and that was like very, very badass to like see the toy spark.
Damn.
And there was like an anime that was accompanied with it. So there's like the Beyblade anime that made the toys seem way cooler than they were. But it was fun to like role play the characters in the anime in grade school while playing with these Beyblades.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
That's
Beyblades.
great. Absolutely
We should stoke that fat again. Get into it. We got
dude.
money.
I
Yeah.
bet you my brother has some we could get.
Hell yeah. Well, that's Marissa's pick. Now, to recap our picks, Jason, you went with Livestrong bracelets,
right.
then the Rachel, the Harlem Shake, Doodles, different kinds of poodle dogs, and then Pokemon Go. David, you went second. You took the Swiffer, a fad you hope is coming to an end as soon as possible.
Kill it.
Dance battles, the Beige Wave, chinoiserie, and mockumentary television shows. Sean, you took the LL Cool J pant leg, hacky sacks, water beds, fanny packs, and pogs. Hacky sacks, water beds, fanny packs, and pogs. Hacky sacks, water beds, fanny packs, and pogs. I went last. I took Texas Hold'em, people who think they're the next Tarantino, magic cards, trendy baking, and early 2000s NBA clothing. Those were our picks. We left a lot of good stuff on the board.
We really
so
did.
much.
I don't know. I think everything, like the choice nugs got picked for sure. That's what
Yeah.
I mean, there were, snap bracelets.
Taibo?
Was one.
Taibo.
Oh, damn.
Neon.
Yeah.
I had kombucha.
Oh, yes.
That one's still alive and well in L.A.
Yeah, that's
Soul sample beats. Witches.
Like Entourage.
Witches.
Yep.
Like How to Make It in America.
Yeah.
I think there were a lot of those.
Yeah.
Would White Claw count? Because it's still, I feel like it is a trend.
Yeah,
but it's
we could
going
be
to
inside
stop.
of it.
It's-
We could be in it and not know it.
Yeah.
I think we
For
know it.
sure.
The Dada art movement. I mean, if you want to like really go fads,
Nice.
zoom out a bunch. Well, we want to hear yours. Hit us up at All Fantasy Pod on Twitter, allfantasypodcast@gmail.com. Shout out to everyone on the All Fantasy Everything Patreon. Thank you for holding us down. Thank you for letting us do what we do. We really, really appreciate you. Shout out to everyone on the All Fantasy Everything subreddit. We thank you for fucking rocking with us. Shout out to Saint Sue Carmel. Shout out to super producer Marissa, as always.
The superest.
Drafter of the Beyblades.
Vote for All Fantasy Everything for a Discovery Podcast Award. Voting ends November 6th. Please vote for us for
Oh, go
Best
vote,
Comedy
yeah.
Show. Yay, thank you.
Yes.
It's the most important thing we'll make in November,
Absolutely.
folks. Let's do it. Let's do it.
100%.
Yeah, shout out to Frankie Ocean, shout out to Sid the Dude, shout out to Haji Beats,
Shout out to the Beige Wave, dude. Got
shout out to
some.
the Beige Wave, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Shout out to fucking hopefully when this drops, the moods are as high as when it was recorded,
Oh,
because this
man.
was a fun one, folks.
Please,
This was
please.
great, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this really was. I'm going to remember this feeling if Tuesday doesn't work out, but
Yeah.
hopefully it will. So.
Shout out to all, again, I'm going to be editing it so it looks like you're very happy Trump won. That's happening. I dropped an attache case full of poker chips off at Marissa's house already to make sure it happens. All of that, and more important than all of that, tune in again next week for another brand new episode of All Fantasy Everything.
Chicockity.
That was a headgum podcast.
Don't risk getting stranded with a bad battery. Let the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts test your battery for free. If it needs to be replaced, get up to a $15 O'Reilly gift card after rebate with purchase of select Superstart batteries. For performance and reliability, choose Superstart batteries at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Auto parts. Horrible.
Realize that it's only 100. It's like Magic Spoon.
Tense lately.
Yeah, you look
Yeah.
like you're in the Two Princes video.
Mm-hmm. Pheromones.
Marijuana. The street drug known as marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I've been doing Orange Crush lately. That's the drug I've been doing.
the soda?
That could be it. It could
Soda.
be an actual drug.
Yeah, it could be Orange Kush.
Sean, how old are you again? 37?
38.
38. I feel like a 38-year-old man drinking Orange Crush has got to be a crime in a lot of states.
Thank you for calling me a 38-year-old man. A lot of people say boy.
What else?
Everybody. People who don't know me.
Do a lot of people say that?
You're a 38-year-old boy, they say. You're a wet 38-year-old.
That's borderline disrespectful. Sean's a sweet boy.
Sean has been drinking Orange Crush and skateboarding. So, like, you've been a bit of a boy, a tough
Reverting.
boy.
Sean lost his virginity and then went home and took a bath. I don't know what you call that.
That's a fact about Sean that every time I'm reminded of it, I get the same chills down my entire asshole. I can't explain it.
It's a real
It feels
curveball.
really bad. Feels really bad.
Oh, yeah.
It's a
the Kulo chills. Yeah, I know about
The
that.
culo chills. It's like it turns inside out, like you sat on something. You're like,
Culo.
You hear what she said? She says your windsock and her poop button.
It turns your mustard tunnel inside out.
Oh, God. This is the top of the episode.
we have to stop.
This is the beginning of the episode.
I did
We
this.
can't see
I'm
Marissa's
sorry.
face, but it's bummed.
They knew what it was.
Yeah, that is right.
Because that is right. Neil
This is
started it.
This is an upsetting way. Miel's here, she's wearing a bolo tie, her jacket has fringe on it, and we're here talking about mustard tunnels? For God's sake?
Listen, I think they're related. I think I shouldn't have come in
You did come
so
in too
hot. I fucked this up immediately. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, I have a sweatshirt on. You can see when I dab.
Oh, nice. Oh, God, he dabbed.
The video is a little bit too far away, but I also have eyeliner on. I'm doing
Wow,
too
no,
much.
you
I'm
look
sorry.
You gotta get up, man. You look fantastic.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I combed my hair for this. I for real took a comb through it, which I don't do. So I'm excited.
It's really fun.
I'm going to screenshot this so that the folks see that we're doing
You're not screenshotting it. You're taking a picture with your phone.
The folks see that Sean is certainly making a hostage video, like in this Saudi Arabia. Where are you, Sean?
He's in the depths of a Kosovo basement dungeon.
Tell your dad to call the University of South Dakota and eliminate my debt. Now.
Do you think that hostages make their own terms?
Please. Wait, I'm the hostage? Am I the hostage?
You're the hostage,
Oh, all right.
Sean, yes.
University of South Dakota, eliminate Sean Jordan's debt, please.
Alright, I'll make the video, but on one condition. I have one term I'd like to add
Please.
to the list. Thank you.
I will kill me. I swear to God.
It's a modest amount that I could have paid off 15 years ago. I chose poorly, and I did not.
There it is.
Miel, I missed you. This is fun.
I missed you guys so much. This is extremely fun for me.
You've
to
been
see
gone
you
for
all.
such a long time. It's been, we haven't seen you in like a year.
How's New York?
I left LA in July, but I had been leaving pretty periodically since about February. So it's been about a year that I've really been in LA.
Yeah,
It feels weird.
I haven't actually got to catch up. Has New York been treating you okay? I see your Instagram stories of you prancing around.
New York is great
Yeah,
this time
now's the
of
time for that.
pandemic. It's really, I chose correctly.
Up until a month ago, you were bouncing around like a romantic comedy, so it was fun to watch.
I'm most excited for your home improvements.
I'm excited too, and this week is art week in the tent, so we're putting up all of the art. I've been procrastinating. It's gonna be. It's just a quick GBBO ref. I don't know if you guys are GBBO fans.
Great British Bake Off?
Great British Bake Off.
Yeah.
It's cake week in the tent. Like that's how I have to view the home improvement projects to keep it interesting.
That's pretty
Otherwise,
good.
it's too monotonous. Are we doing okay?
I'm thriving.
I'm surprised too. I'm having a blast.
I think, by the way, just circling back, Sean, having a blast feels a little insensitive. I think okay
I'm
is
doing
the max
okay.
you're
Well, I
allowed to
haven't
be doing
drank.
right now.
I've been skating every day. I exercise and I eat at the normal times. Crazy for me. All of that.
That was so many flexes in one sentence. I'm like honestly, personally offended.
My leg
that
is
was a lot. Like eating at normal times. Like you really had to go in, huh? Jesus Christ!
It's tough. I mean, listen, it's tough for me. I eat dinner at like 7.
No, it's not. You're fine.
That's why I said
He's also with his wife to be.
Yeah, when's the wedding now?
supposed to be. We're still keeping it August 15th, supposedly, but we'll.
Oh, interesting.
Hopefully.
Interesting. I could miss that invite. It's weird.
I hope.
Yaka, 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 yaka.
And it's not far from the island either, Sean, so it's like there's no excuse.
It's right by the island.
I don't get it anymore.
She didn't get invited to the
You
wedding,
invited
dude.
to your wedding.
Oh, nobody got invited yet. Of course you're going to be invited. Knock it off.
Are you going to wear a polo
Sorry,
tie?
that was a nonverbal response.
Oh,
are you
yeah.
kidding? Of course I'd wear a full suit for you, Sean.
Oh, she's going to wear a polo tie.
God!
Are you gonna wear socks? Is the real question. Me and Ian are trying.
Yeah, we're trying to figure that out.
No. Summer wedding, no socks,
right?
never socks.
That's what I was thinking.
Do I have to
Color,
wear
no
socks? Do I have to wear them?
Yes.
No, absolutely not. You gotta wear mules, slip-ons.
What's a mule? A slip-on?
Heelys. I want you to Heely down the aisle.
That'll be that. I'm gonna kickflip down the aisle. Kickflip over birthday cake. Here, you want to know something I'm looking forward to when this all gets over? I was gonna say.
I do.
Is
I for one do as well.
going suit shopping.
I could go either way.
Going suit shopping with these two and probably Adam, I'd say, maybe even Spliff, in Portland. I'm
Sean, I can't take your niceness right now. I'm too sensitive. I'm too vulnerable. I need you to be a little bit ruder.
No, I will not.
But that was rude.
That was rude.
That was rude.
You did it.
Shit.
You brought it out of him.
I'm sorry.
Even though Marissa's not usually here when we record, for some reason the fact that her screen is off makes me feel like
It feels like a rejection.
Feels like
we're
she's mad
waiting
at
for the
us.
teacher to come back or something like that.
I'm sorry. It's kind of weird to have a camera on me while I'm like
No,
working.
no.
I
Keep it off.
understand.
Keep it off. It's just a fun thing I noticed. I make a lot of fun observations.
Do you mind actually, if I just grab a knife for the rest of this recording? I think I would feel a lot better.
Please.
Stop.
Yeah.
Right.
Now two of you have knives.
I don't know. I think I took my knife away here because you guys were giving me shit.
I'm gonna keep giving you shit. I'll give Miel shit too.
Man, I don't have that thing on me.
That's the knife you've been. Miel just pulled out like a 2-foot knife, and that's what she's been
that's
using.
quite the knife.
Thank you.
one of those.
Thank you.
That's a fillet knife.
I believe it's a bread knife, but it is longer.
Oh, wait.
Longer than my face.
Let me see the end of it.
It's rounded the way it should be.
Oh, that is a bread knife.
Mhm.
I thought it went I thought it sharked in.
Look at your knife! Wow, knives club. You guys we're starting an international gang.
Yeah,
right
we're
now.
starting an international
I'm already in a
Okay,
gang,
good.
and I can't just be hopping gangs. I'm already in one.
You know, we should write a movie. We call it Knives In.
Yeah.
Just
I heard
saying.
you can't pull out. I heard you can't pull out that bread knife. Like if you pull out that bread knife, you can't put it away until it has tasted pumpernickel. Is that true?
Yeah.
That is true. Or some type of a rye variety.
Also, they don't sell it together, but when you buy a knife of this stature, you have to buy the sheath.
You must.
They don't sell it together.
Wouldn't it be funny if Verizon Wireless was spelled VERYEZON?
Verizon. Like it was a bread conglomerate that got into the cell phone game to.
Yeah, like accidentally.
I'm on board.
Cutting board.
Hey, nice.
Man, you better wash your ass with that. Oh, damn! Pulled it out. I had to hit him real quick.
Straight from the depths of 4 episodes.
Neil, just in case you don't know, and for listeners who haven't found this out yet, Sean is rebranding as a wash your ass comedian.
Man, you better wash your ass.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know. I think that's great. I think that's great. I think that it's a trajectory that makes sense for you, Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I drop it in sometimes. It's better to be a catchphrase. Sometimes I say it at the store to people who don't know me. Not now because I'm quarantined, but
mix up a batch phrase.
I think it would be nice if it was a little more specific, because sometimes, like, depending on the nature of the mess that your ass has acquired, you need to wash it in different ways. Like, is it a paper wipe? Is it a wet wipe? Is it a shower? Is it a bidet? Like, there's so many.
I mean, there's only one way to wash.
Yeah, you better wash your ass with
There's
all
a lot
that.
of ways to wipe your ass. You can wipe.
I think there's more than one way to wash an
You were
ass.
talking about ways to wipe. You were talking about ways to wipe.
No, I think there's more than one way to wash an ass.
Nope.
Wash
Sponge.
with
Sponge.
soap?
Sponge. Loofah. Scrubber. Hand. Pumice. You ever wash your ass with pumice?
Pumice?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
We were speaking English a second ago.
You're out here washing your ass with
a
rocks?
pumice stone?
I'm just saying, there's a lot of ways to wash an ass.
I guess if you want a new layer of skin on your ass, you should use a pumice stone.
I'll tell you what, you better wash your ass with all that.
You better exfoliate your ass.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's that kind of washcast. Sean S. Jordan on Twitter. Sean Cougar Mel Jordan on the gram.
Hey, bud.
Sean St. Clair and Posse at the Gathering. Down in the basement. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm just chilling, drinking Orange Crush.
I'm over here crushing orange drink.
Yeah, been skateboarding, trying to not get on my queen's nerves. Here's something, and I knew what I was doing, and I did it anyway. So we're making chili last night, and she has me chop
You're
up
not
an onion.
married.
Euphemism?
No, after my wedding day, it'll mean a whole different thing. But right now, it still just means making chili. So we're making chili, and I put an onion in there, and she comes upstairs. I go, "Would this work without an onion?"
Is that a euphemism?
What would that even be? A nut?
Putting an onion in there?
That's dropping your nuts in?
Yeah.
No, that's the dog in the bathtub.
Okay. First of all, dropping your nuts in is a
You don't just
crazy
drop 'em in.
term.
You're the one asking for a euphemism.
You're the one
I'm just trying to
saying
figure out
it,
what you're
dropping
saying.
your nuts in?
Listen, you suggested it. I just
New York
answered
City
you.
has...
Well, David always suggests it, though. To be fair,
New
David's
York
always
City
bringing
has
that
changed you. You left...
I have a knife, David. Do I need to
You're
remind you
also
of big white
dropping
knife?
nuts in. I don't know what you are.
Anyway, what did you do with your onion that made her so mad?
So we put it in the chili, and I was like, "Do we need an onion in there?" She goes, "No, it just adds flavor." And I was like, "I don't like onions." And I just said it like such a dick, and I was like, "What are you doing? There can be an onion in there. It's fine. Have an onion." I apologize.
You don't even like a cooked onion.
I do. I don't. I think it's a mental thing. I think I know it's in there, so I'm like, "There's onions in here," and I boo-hoo about
Oh,
it.
bro, it's mental. It's mental.
It's
It's proper
definitely
mental.
mental, bro.
So, Sean, you're drinking soda, you're skateboarding.
Yeah. You know what a
Right.
38-year-old does. Doing 38-year-old
Yeah.
shit. Hanging out with an iMac.
There you go.
That's about it.
In a basement.
Mm-hmm.
David Boring, Jokes 87 on Instagram,
Hey.
the Genius Island on Twitter.
Uh-huh.
What's the new nickname again?
Biggs.
Garage P. Henchman.
Tay Biggs.
Garage P. Henson.
Garage P. Henchman.
That's right.
Tay Biggs.
Woo, that's good. Great work, everybody. I think we can go. I think that's it.
Is that
Yeah,
it?
I think we hit it. Let's go.
Any more than that, it's like, where are we putting food on their plate? They're not
No,
hungry
we're
anymore.
getting greedy.
What have I been doing? Gosh, guys. Knives. Books. Trying to stay away from the internet.
Okay.
And then I tried to get into video games. Can't do it, y'all.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Really?
What was your entree?
The Last of Us, and I also...
Oh, that's too real for right now. That's way too real for right now.
I also have God of War.
What about like some lighthearted ones,
Yeah,
David?
what about Tony
Jesus.
Hawk or something? Holy buckets.
I have Sonic
Also,
versus...
I don't mean to be rude, but could you call it Gosh of War? While we're, like, as long as I'm on the podcast anyway, like, if you wouldn't mind.
Boys.
We just got a petition to turn it into Gosh of War.
If you're gonna sell it at Walmart,
City of
all
Gosh.
right?
It's gotta be called Gosh
I
of
come
War.
in here with my fucking kids, my gosh darn kids on Sundays.
My fucking
Yeah.
kids. I need you to call it Gosh of War. God damn it.
Pearls.
Come in here with my fucking kids. I like it when people do that, like where they like
Yeah.
drop their voice and then don't really
Here
say
with my
it.
fucking
Yeah.
kids.
Hey, listen, mister. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what you think.
My buddy used to say like Fargan or whatever. Like he would just substitute words, and I was like, "Hey man, I don't think God is mad about the word fuck. I think it's like the vibe that you're throwing out when you're saying."
It's fucking tent. If you have fucking tent, you might as well say that shit.
Yeah.
I hate
Grow
to be a
up.
stickler, but could you say I don't think Gosh cares?
What if like
Sorry, I know we're on here to have fun. You guys are my friends. I really like you, but like
even if it's like gosh in a good light, I have to say like glory to gosh in the highest.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Gosh damn it.
Miel is joining us in the Temple of Zoom.
Oh, me.
Miel is here in the Temple of Zoom. Brady is back.
Yo, what's up, baby? I'm back and I'm ready to fuck shit up.
Sorry. I'm ready to gosh up.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how to not swear. I'm sorry.
You don't give a good
Honestly,
gosh
the
darn.
fucks and the shits don't bother me that much, but I swear to gosh, if
God,
anybody
okay.
sticks her name in vain, I am going to friggin' lose it.
I swear to goulash, if any of you little demons try to slip that G-O-D in there, I'm gonna have a C-O-N-I-P-I-T-I-C-O. I don't know how to spell conniption. Sorry
You
about
look
that.
you look like the first radio DJ to play rock and roll, like in Wyoming.
You know, it's funny you bring that up because the real bummer about the timing of all this for me is that I finally realized what I want to do with my life right as this hit. Like, I started quarantining March 11th. March 10th, I figured out what I want to do with my life.
Which is
Story of a girl cried a river and drowned the whole world.
What is it?
No, I think he said which is, but
Oh.
I appreciate that. 9 days, Rev.
Damn it.
It is, I want to be a vegan rodeo clown. Bad. I want to be an ethical rodeo clown in a big way, which
So
means
what, you
I
get just
can't...
like you get like chased around by like cowboys on four-wheelers or what?
Yeah.
you just want you want to let them hate crime you. I don't understand what you're saying.
I want to be a fun distraction from some gruesome thing that doesn't involve animal cruelty, but I still want to get to be the comic relief.
We're comedians.
You know
We
what I mean?
are a distraction from a gruesome thing.
Yeah.
What do
It's
you
a
mean?
different thing.
Yeah,
It's a different thing.
Like you want to open up at the flea circus? What are you talking about?
I want to go to like, okay, when you like, you know what it is? If you're trying to take like pictures, okay, this is more specifically. You're trying to take some nice little pictures. You hired a photographer. You're trying to pimp out that Instagram with your like boyfriend, and you're wearing inverted outfits of the same color scheme, and you can't quite get the expression right, like a baby at Sears. I want to be the person who, not the photographer, but is in charge of making you smile for that photo. That's me.
Okay,
I
yeah.
want to be behind the camera, not the photographer again. Nothing to do with the photos. I just want to be behind the camera going, look like you have a surprise. Give me a little wink.
Oh.
Turn to me like you have a secret, but then also not communicating that with words, mostly with my body and a lasso. That's the idea.
Listen. If you can hold it in your head, you can hold it in your hand, man.
Thanks, guys. I knew I'd have your support here.
Yeah, no problem.
The ceiling is the sky. You know what I mean? There's no stopping how far you can take this.
Thank God.
I would like to invest for a 10% stake. I'm ready to put $540,000 into this.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. That's I think I should probably head out then because I got a lot to do.
Get a lasso.
Yeah, you got to figure out your audience for this thing that I don't understand.
I gotta figure out my outfits.
You're gonna need at least one more bolo tie.
That's why I dress like this now. Dress for
Yeah.
the job you want. Vegan rodeo clown. Thank you so much.
What is there anything you've been doing that you want to direct people towards?
Other than the vegan rodeo clown?
Other than vegan rodeo, perhaps a jam that is going to be I don't know.
The VRC?
I don't
When does
know.
this come out?
2 weeks.
A week from Thursday, yeah.
Yeah.
So at this point in time, I'm wrapping up my stint with a temporary co-host.
Oh.
You know who that is?
Oh, who is it?
Are you ready for this? It's Chris Fleming. It's been very fun.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
You like that?
Yeah, I do. I liked every part of it.
Yeah, right, man.
It's very fun. Highly suggest. It's a great time. That's all I gotta say about that. It's a great time. It's not quite as good as my vegan rodeo clown idea, but it is up there.
What's that video Chris Fleming put up this year about that weird little creature? What was it?
The Piglio?
Yeah.
Put some respect on the name.
I'm Googling it.
Piglio.
What's a piglio?
DePiglio. If you haven't seen it, it's so funny. Chris Fleming's so funny. So tune
Oh,
in.
that's not an animal. You guys fucking butt fucked me on this
It's a weird little guy.
Wait.
You guys fucking butt fucked me.
You really... Yeah, Ian and I were
Dave,
talking...
how we feeling, bud? How we feeling, bud?
I am in the house.
We were talking about, like, going to the grocery store and, like, you know how sometimes they'll ask you if you have a coupon at the register? Like, if you
Yeah.
didn't... And then we're just like, you're like, oh, I don't have the coupon. They sure do butt fuck you if you don't have it. Like saying it in a very inappropriate
There's
situation.
never a good no. I don't think there ever is an appropriate time for the term butt fuck. It's so
I can think of one.
aggressive. What?
When you're doing it. When you're butt fucking.
No, you would never say, "Hey, do you want to butt fuck me?" That's insane. What is this fucking?
You would never say that.
Nights?
It's a... What is this, Boogie Nights? Is that what you
You're not saying
It is what I
You're
said.
not saying boogie
Based on
nights.
your outfit, yes, this is Boogie Nights.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don Cheadle hasn't
You're
turned the
one
corner
with the
yet.
fringe. Oh, man. I'm just trying to sell some stereo equipment after this is all over.
That's hi-fi. That means high fidelity.
My name is Ian Carmel, at Ian Carmel on Twitter, at Ian Carmel on Instagram, at Ian...
How Ian Carmel is he?
Pretty Ian Carmel! He's so Ian Carmel that his eyebrows have eyebrows. Is that,
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, dude. Your
All
eyebrows
right.
got eyebrows. I like it.
Yeah.
Hey Ian, what was the Jewish app you were gonna say when I cut you off to say how Ian is he?
Oh, good call. Ian Carmel on the Jewish, oh God, Ian,
GoDaddy? I heard GoDaddy.
Ian Carmel, Jewish GoDaddy, yeah, go booby.
Now, I don't know about you, but I just heard cha-ching. Is all I heard.
I'm sorry.
Go booby?
Go Bubby.
I just registered it. Ba-bang.
Good call. You guys hear the sirens outside of my house?
David, why don't you do the classic my ride's here bit?
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
you got
You
too close
forget
to
how
the
comedy
truth.
works, bro.
I don't do that.
All right.
We're gathered here today not only to say my ride's here, but also to draft Rom-com, romantic comedies.
Yeah, dude.
How
how does it taking this long to get to rom-coms? I mean, episode 675.
Ian just started watching them. I'm telling
That's
you.
what I was wondering too.
I'd never really seen rom-coms before, and Mia, I have a girlfriend now. Yeah.
Can you tell me who?
Yeah.
Can you text me who? Oh my god.
Miguel took her jacket off.
I'm so sweaty. Instantly sweat through it. Oh my god.
I'd never seen rom-coms. She deemed that unacceptable, so we've been going through rom-coms during the quarantine.
Thank God for her. Thank God for her.
And I've seen like all of them now, and I can't believe I waited this long. I don't know why it took me until now.
I can't either.
I don't know. I was never in the mood
You
before.
had a job. You were doing stuff. I don't know. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, he's probably working more now than he was. We had time to watch romantic comedies.
It's
I
true.
go in and out with them because sometimes I sort of hate them, but that's only as I've gotten older. When I was younger, I really liked them. When I was like, because I did a deep dive for this. I just rewatched some shit, and I was like, a couple of them I didn't even finish. I was like, this is whack.
Yeah.
No, whatever.
Some
I
of them
disagree with
some of
anything.
them are whack. The thing that happened is
Some of them are crazy whack. You have to admit.
I was always afraid that like when I wasn't in a relationship and I was feeling like sullen and like cynical about love, I'm like, I don't want to watch something about like people falling in love. And like when I was in a relationship, I don't know, it just never occurred to me to watch one while I was in a relationship for whatever reason. Now I've watched them. I fucking love them. I want to write one. It's amazing.
Oh, here's what I'll say about the genre. It's extremely hit and miss. I think it's one of the highest hit and miss for me personally, like genres.
Yeah.
However, when it's hit, it hits in a way that cannot be verbalized. It is purely sounds, and the sound is haha, but emotionally, not sexually. If that makes sense. There's a certain satiation.
Was that a sexual sound to you?
I don't know. Maybe for you guys, if you say words like butt fuck seriously, maybe that's a sexual noise too. I don't know.
Butt fuck. They're like they're so cozy. That's the weird thing about rom-coms is they're not very sexual.
They can be.
Some are,
but it's not the point. That's not the point. Yeah.
Now, the way we determine the order of this draft is through a rollicking game of rock, paper, scissors played between the three of you, and we throw on shoot. Here we go. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot!
Miel.
Yes!
Miel wins.
Oh, Miel wins!
I never wanted to win one more than I want to win this one. Because I have to go first.
Damn, okay.
Sorry.
You have to.
I'm not supposed to say this yet, though. I'm not supposed to say this yet.
Before you determine the order, Miel, I want to remind you it is a serpentine draft.
And what is that?
Great question. David.
It's like if you, let's say that you're in the kitchen and you're bored, you're going to make yourself a fun coffee drink that you read about on the internet. And you're like, all right, I'm going to go get some sugar. You go to one side of the kitchen, you grab some sugar, and then you grab the instant coffee, which is on that same side of the kitchen. And you're like, oh, crap, I need to boil some water for this drink, and I'm so bored that I could have done it while I was already over there, but I kind of wanted to walk back over there. So you walk back over to the other side of the kitchen, and you boil some water, and then while you're doing that, you're like, oh, I need some ice cubes, I guess, because, it's something else you need for the drink. So you pull out the ice cube tray. Ice cube tray is empty. Normally you get a little upset about that, but you're like, fuck it, I'm bored. I'm in a quarantine, I'm not doing anything. You walk back over to the other side of the kitchen, you fill up the ice tray. You're like, well, I'm over here, I might as well put another cup of sugar in there because I don't know what's going to keep me up today because I'm very bored. So put another cup of sugar in your drink that you're going to make, and you fill up the ice cube tray, and then you take it back over to the freezer, and you put it in the freezer. Then you realize that there was already some ice cubes in there. So you grab those ice cubes out, put those in your drink, and then you're like, oh, I need some milk. I'm already over here, I might as well put some milk in it. So put some milk in there, and then go back to the other side of the kitchen, and you whip it up with your little mixer that you got that's supposed to froth the milk. And then, you just kind of go back and forth doing things until your coffee is made.
So you're Jewish?
Miel looks so bored. I watched it. I watched you fall. I watched your face sink.
I had a fun time watching everyone's faces just sink and just ponder.
I was too. This is the worst part about it is I have to look at everyone's
All
face.
I could hear, it was so weird. I think there must be a glitch with my Zoom because the whole time you were talking, all I could hear was
Yeah, my ears got really hot. It was weird.
no, I'm sweating.
Yeah.
I smell syrup.
Basically, what it means is you pick fourth in the first round, you pick first in the second round. With that in mind, what will the order of today's draft be?
Oh, interesting. Well, let's think about it. I guess, yeah, if I had to say, I'd go first. Whoopsies. Unfortunately, I do need to get my first pick, and I will have been very mad at any of you if you took it, so I had to be first.
We weren't gonna pick it, I'm sure, but I can't wait to see what it is.
I think there's an obvious number one pick here, and I need to have it, as it is one of my all-time favorite movies.
I do too, but all right.
However, after me, who do I feel like... How can I incite the most chaos today? Let's see. Sean's pointing at himself, so he will certainly not go second.
He's a big rom-com fan.
I believe I will have Ian go second.
Okay. You're
then
little bro.
David, then Sean.
Hot corner.
Woo! Let's fuck it up. On behalf of Gosh, let's fuck it up.
Hell yeah.
Excuse me, I hate to be a stickler. Could you say God?
I get mad when people say gosh.
Yeah, I invited him into my home and my heart, and he's real. He walks beside me, so
we're in a fucking pickle right here, aren't we?
Yeah, maybe say his fucking name. How about that? He created the sun and the moon. Maybe say his fucking name one time.
She created the sun and the moon, David, and I'll hear nothing else.
One of the good ones on the line. One of the good ones to join the chat.
Yep. She created the sun and the moon and 3 of the planets.
Which three? Do we know?
Earth, Venus, and Jupiter.
Dude, oh, come on. Come on, you laid it up. You knew what you had to do.
Man, I'll tell you what.
Uranus was created by the devil.
Okay, there we go. He came back.
Jupiter, wash your ass with that. I'll tell you what.
Oh! You got the space case in there. You gotta tweet that at Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's gonna love that.
Jupiter, wash your ass.
Jupiter? Wow.
Ian's frantically writing something down.
That hit me in the same way as when I first saw a t-shirt that said, if you see the police coming, Warner Brother, and it was the Warner Brothers logo.
Classic beach t-shirt.
I love that. I remember
classic. Or like your t-shirt store in the mall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that made me laugh so hard I just fell on my knife. Luckily the wrong way, but still.
Thank God. Yeah, maybe
don't put vibes where you can fall on them.
Nah, that's the only place they should live. I like to live life on the edge of the knife.
Rule number 1 to living alone.
I'm not ready for the Law & Order episode where they investigate an accidental podcast knife death.
Serrated knife, no less.
Neil, you have the first pick, which means you have the first pick in the AFE rom-com episode. It's finally here. But before you do that pick, we're going to take a short break.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Now, it's proven when you feel at your best, you're going to do your best. You're going to do great things. Sometimes life gets you bogged down, and you may feel overwhelmed. It happens to everybody. And when you feel like that, working with a therapist can help you get closer to the best version of you, which we all want to be. And I know it can be tricky sometimes, or it's just trying a new thing. You might be kind of nervous, but don't be nervous. When you feel empowered, you're more prepared to just take on everything life throws at you. And you're no stranger to knowing that I'm stressed, but I get stressed all the time about everything. I always think people are mad at me. There's just so many things, and talking to somebody can help with that. I talk to people all the time about that, and that is the whole point of therapy, is to get help. So if you're thinking of giving therapy a try, BetterHelp is an amazing option. It's convenient, it's flexible, it's extremely affordable, it's done entirely online. All you do is just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Give it a try. Seriously, if you want to live a more empowered life, therapy can get you there. Visit betterhelp.com/allfantasy today to get 10% off of your first month. Again, that's betterhelp.com/allfantasy. This episode of All Fantasy Everything is brought to you by Last Bottle. If you haven't heard about them, they are a Napa Valley-based online wine shop with a twist. They offer just one hand-picked wine per day until it sells out, often just in a few hours. So it's definitely something you want to get the jump on. So new day, new wine, always at incredible prices. Talking like 30 to 70% off retail. They taste through hundreds of wines every single month because they want you to have only the best, the most exciting bottles. And for me, I know nothing about wine. And I'm guessing I'm not alone. A lot of people don't know much about wine, and that's fine. I'm just saying, you want someone to help you out, and you want someone to make it cheaper. That is what they are out here doing. They're helping you get dope wine, and they're making it cheaper. The best part, there's no subscriptions, no fees, no minimum purchase, just a daily email with a really great wine. Very simple. We're offering all Fantasy Everything listeners 10% off your next order with the code ALLFANTASY. So give it a try. Sign up at lastbottlewines.com and find out why Last Bottle is the most fun way to discover and buy killer wine. This episode of All Fantasy Everything is brought to you by HelloFresh. If you're a listener, you are no stranger to the fact that we love us some HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, it just makes everything easy. You can look like, to put it in my words, you can look like a dank cook when you're not a dank cook, and who doesn't want that? One of my favorite things is they just measure everything out for you, so all the ingredients are pre-portioned. And March is National Nutrition Month, and HelloFresh, they make it easy to choose delicious, dietitian-approved meals. It's just simply look, when you go in, look for the dietitian win tag on their menu choices for meals under 700 calories with 1/3 less sodium. And with the cost of groceries going up and up, obviously now's the best time rather to get started with HelloFresh. HelloFresh is cheaper than grocery store shopping and 25% less than takeout. So it's going to save you money. It's going to save you time. I love doing it. I love sitting and feeling like a good cook. I'll throw on some Montel Jordan, whatever I do, and I'll just cook. And I'll be like, check out what your husband did, Laura. And then I'll serve her some food. It's good for the whole family. So try it. Go to HelloFresh.com/AllFantasy60 and use code AllFantasy60 for 60% off plus free shipping. Again, that's HelloFresh.com/AllFantasy60. Use code AllFantasy60 for 60% off plus free shipping. That is why HelloFresh is America's #1 meal kit.
Yeah, we're back. Welcome back to All Fantasy Everything, the only podcast that has ever existed in the history of time. It's actually, other than Punch Up the Jam, of course.
Oh, right. Thank you.
Those are the only two podcasts. They were created in the Garden of Eden and still persist to this day.
It's our Cain and Abel right here, baby.
Neil, it is time for your pick, the first pick
All right,
in the
that's
AFE rom-com draft.
Peace.
Rom-com.
Peace.
Okay.